Hello and welcome back to another Slay the Spire stream. I'm your host, Vegetablebread, and today we're going to be starting off with a silent run. Alright. So we're going to try and play this like life coach, so we're going to think a lot about every single thing. I imagine we're starting out with a random boss relic, rare card, common relic, and 12 max HP for gold are the other options. Yeah, we did do 4 runs yesterday, all of them losses. Okay. So, we probably want to do a 3 Elite Act 1 if we think we can manage that. It looks like the paths previous to the first Elite that only have 3 fights are thin on the ground, so it's like pretty much just this path. And then if we want to get 3 elites with that path, we have to fight these 2, and there's no fires at all in the middle there. So that's a little bit weak. There's also this path, which has an early shop, which is not great, which does have a fire for the 2 elites. So I think we're probably going to plan on that path. Rare card could be like Corpse Explosion or Burst, Wraith Form, Storm of Shivs, what's that one called where it decosts everything in your hand to 0, but you can't draw cards? Bullet Time. So those are okay. I think max HP is bad here for a couple of reasons. Number one, the only HP that matters is your last one. So the only real value you get out of max HP is the 12 healing you get right now, and also the small amount of marginal healing you get when you rest, which you would expect to be about 4. So 12 health plus 4 per rest. Probably only going to rest ideally 2 or 3 times in the run. So getting 20 health out of a Niall option is extremely low value, much lower than a rare card or a common relic, and it costs all of our gold. We do heal after boss fight, that's fair. So okay, let's call it 30 health. Very weak option, especially since we're going to this shop. So we need that gold. Random common relics, there's some pretty good options. The Specimen, I believe, is the silent common. Oddly Smooth Stone. Most common relics are not tremendously useful. Anchor is pretty nice. But I think we're going to need to do a boss relic swap here. So let's see what we got. Okay, we are a Snecko Eye deck. Right, that actually puts us in a lot of danger in Act 1. So now that we know we're a Snecko Eye deck, I think we're just trying to survive Act 1. I'm still going to start on this path, but I think we might actually take this 4 fire path instead. Maybe we fight this elite late after we've powered up a little bit. But Snecko Eye is pretty bad when it's only hitting strikes and defense, because we already had access to 3 strikes and defense per turn, and now we're going to have access to fewer cards per turn. On average, we're going to be able to play 2 cards now of these strikes and defense, and those cards have a slightly higher rate of being Survivor, which is the best card in the deck, but that's not good enough to only want to play 2 cards instead of 3. So good outcome, but dangerous. Yep, see, there's 2 strikes. That's all we get. Our third card is either Neutralize, which saves us a health, or Strike. That's the difference between him being at 32 versus 29 health. If he's at 29 health, that's 5 strikes. Whereas if he's at 32, that's 5 strikes plus 2 damage, perhaps from another neutralize. I think we need to get this damage in. Right, free defend, free strike. Looks like we're probably going to play neutralize survivor defend. Blocks out, does 3 damage. 3 damage puts him down to 20, which means we can't get lethal next turn. We could get lethal next turn with strike. Actually, if we're not getting lethal next turn, well, I guess it's pretty unlikely we get lethal even if we do play strike. So if we strike, he's at 17. We would need all 3 of these strikes to be playable. Is my mic kind of low? I think that is... Oh, that is true. It got switched back. Something is changing my... sorry about the dings. How does this work again? Shoot, I looked this up the other day. There it is. Yeah, something keeps setting the volume of the microphone that isn't me. I don't know what it is. Sorry about that. So that should be back up to full volume there. It was at 88 for some reason. Okay, so if we have Snecko Eye, what is the chance that 3 specific cards are playable for 3 energy? So we have... this is actually some very difficult math here. So the population space of playable things is like they all cost 0, 2 cost 0, and 1 costs 1. 1 costs 0 and 2 costs 1. 1 costs 0, 1 costs 1, and 1 costs 2. 2 costs 0, and 1 costs 3. Those are the only configurations. And the total configuration space is how large. So each card has 3 options, right? So it's sort of like we're doing base 4 math, basically, because each can be 0, 1, 2, or 3. So we're doing base 4 math, and there's 3 numbers. So it's 4 cubed. 4 cubed is 64. Okay, so 64 total permutations. How many are playable? Or I should say 64 total combinations. And so wait, I named all of the combinations before, right? And those are to be taken literally in this context. Those are because we're not talking about permutations, we're talking about combinations. I guess there's outs that aren't here though, because there's just only 5 cards, and we're going to draw 7 next turn. So if we draw more strikes, there could be more. But let's answer the original question. So there's how many? What are the combinations? 3 zeros, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 2, 0, 1, 2, 0, 0, 3. Is that it? So there's 6 playable combinations out of a population of 64, so it's like slightly lower than 10%. So then if we take 6 this turn to develop strike, we'll call it a 10% chance of getting lethal next turn. Or we can get 3 damage and have a 0% chance of getting lethal. It's not 0, because we could draw a strike and have 4 playable strikes, but unlikely. Unfortunately, I think we have to just go for it. I think we have to take the 6. Let's see. So, so let's imagine the world where we don't do the strike here. So if we neutralize, survive, or defend, we block out, we take no damage. Next turn he attacks for 16. And then we play whatever 2 playable cards. Let's assume there's like a strike and a defend playable. So then we take 11 that turn, develop a strike, and then get lethal the following turn. So if we strike now, there's a small chance we take 6 damage in the fight. A larger chance that we take 6 damage in addition to the damage we would otherwise take next turn. So I think it's more likely that since we're probably not ending the fight next turn, that striking now increases the amount of damage we take in the fight, since there's only a 10% chance for lethal. So I'm going to not take it. Okay. Hey, Arlank Mantle and Triumphant Fart. Thanks for coming. Yeah, we would not have gotten lethal. Okay. Do have a free defend. That's nice. But we only get to play one more card. Oh boy. If we strike here, next turn we have a fairly decent chance of getting lethal. We need neutralize and 2 strikes to be playable. So again, that's the 10% plus a bit. So 10% chance of lethal next turn if we strike. If we survivor, we take 3, and then we can still get lethal if we draw a strike and neutralize and 3 strikes are all playable. This is actually about what you would expect. When you draw a 7-card hand with Snecko Eye and you have 3 energy, you would expect about 2 cards to be playable. We've already played 1 card this turn, so we've got 2 playable. It's not great. Sometimes you can play all 7 cards, but... Alright, Anand's Bana, that's a... I'm warning you. That's some negative attitude stuff, I won't have it. Okay. So... if we survivor, we take 3, have a very small chance at lethal next turn, but probably we're taking damage next turn and the turn after. He's attacking for 21 next turn, but we have neutralize, which we're hoping is playable. If we play neutralize, then he is attacking for 5 less, so he's attacking for 15 next turn. It's possible we block that out. Okay, so how much damage do we expect to take in the fight from here? Well, if we strike this turn, we take no less than 11, right? Good morning, Shorewinds. Yeah, Boss Relic swap into Snecko Eye is very dangerous. And this cultist is not messing around. So if we take 11 now to develop Strike, he goes to 14. Hey, Baylor Lord. Yeah. I would definitely take a Brittle with Holes. That'd be great. I mean, just being like a Snecko Eye deck on floor 1 is so brutal with Silent. Just strikes and defends, random costs is just absolutely savage. So just anything I would add, basically. I would literally add almost any card to this deck. It's hard to imagine a pick that I would refuse. If it's like Tactician, Reflex, and Concentrate, maybe I'd refuse it. I think that might be like the only one. Setup's really bad. No, Riddle with Holes would be great. Oh, I guess you're talking about good cards, maybe. Yeah. Setup is bad. So there's like 4 unplayable silent cards, but I would take any of the rest of them. All right, I think we just got to take our lumps here, because if we try and block this turn and take 5, and then we have next turn we're trying to make the same decision. We're like, we also have 10% lethal next turn. He's going to start hitting us for 26, and we're going to die. 2 cultists on floor 1. So I'm going to strike him. We had a 0 cost card. We had a defend at the beginning that we played. Like this. Alright, so strike, strike, defend seems okay. We take 11 in that case. Very likely to get lethal next turn if we play at least one strike. If we're playing at least one strike, then there's really no downside to playing 2 strikes and a defend, because it's either 1 strike and this defend, or like 2 strikes and that defend. Neutralize or Survivor take less damage. I guess Neutralize means we get lethal next turn with 2 strikes. There's actually quite a few combinations that lead to 2 specific cards being playable, right? So of the 64 3-card configurations, we're also adding like several where just 2 are playable. So like a 1 and a 2 and a 3 is playable. 1, 2, 0, 0, 3 is, or I guess 0, 1, 3 is playable. 0, 2, 3. So I think we're gonna try and save some health with Neutralize. We have like a better than a 50% chance at lethal with 2 strikes. So we're gonna try and save health. Please, Mr. Cultist, don't hurt us. Okay, alright, we survived. Jeez. Okay. Really rough floor 1. Eviscerate is exactly what we're looking for. 18 damage. I guess Dagger Spray is pretty good too. That's a testament to Dagger Spray that, like, even in the presence of Snecko Eye, I can, like, kind of stand up to Eviscerate. I think we're probably taking Eviscerate, but... Eviscerate is not only, like, just regular good with Snecko Eye, because it's just a card that does 18 damage. It's also, like, kind of sneaky good, because if you discard cards, it does cost less. So, like, if you have a randomly 2-cost Eviscerate and you discard 2 cards, it's free. Which is nice. Dagger Spray is like maybe better against sentries, but we should be pretty good against sentries already with all the extra card draw. So I think we're gonna grab the Eviscerate. Okay. The other floor 1 scaling fight, of course. We do get free block this turn, so I guess I'm not complaining. Okay. Oh, I'm going to restart the fight and not skip these, Drake. I did my math wrong because I forgot that Survivor decosted Eviscerate. Sorry, Sherwins. Look away. Okay. Looks like we got a chance at a perfect Jawworm here. Maybe, maybe. Yes. And a Fruit Juice. Crippling Cloud, gotta imagine, is the pick here. A Masterful Stab works in exactly the way that Eviscerate doesn't. So, like, even after... So, like... Snecko Eye will randomize the cost of Masterful Stab, but then it will cost more. So, like, if we've been hit twice and Snecko Eye says that the cost of Masterful Stab is 2, it'll cost 4. So, yikes. Masterful Stab is really bad. Nothing in our deck currently makes us believe that Reflex is good. Reflex can definitely be good with Snecko Eye, though. It's a way to turn 1 card draw into 2 in the presence of a lot of discard. Discard effects are generally pretty good with Snecko Eye. There's things like, what is it called? Prepared and Calculated Gamble. That do cost more than normal, but the more cards you draw with Snecko Eye, the more cards are playable. Plus there's things like, there's expensive things like a Cloud of Daggers, or Storm of Steel is what it's called. Storm of Steel that would discard a Reflex and draw extra cards, which would be nice. But I think it's going to be Crippling Cloud. Crippling Cloud's really good. Not super good against sentries, but as I've just mentioned, we're probably in good shape against sentries already. I think we're angling for those fires. We got really beat up in that cultist fight. So I think we're going to try and limp through Act 1 with this Neko Eye. Although I'm feeling a little bit better with the Eviscerate and the Crippling Cloud. We're not quite as helpless as we were before. Eviscerate can just kill him. Okay. You have to call them cubes? What do you mean? Oh. But they're not cubes. Bit of a gamble there to let the strong lice live, but it paid off. Backflip gives extra card draw, which is good with Sneko Eye. Is it time to add a backflip to the deck, though? Seems like kind of a weak card, particularly against like Gremlin Knob and stuff. I don't know if we're fighting Gremlin Knob, though. At 37, I don't know, I guess question marks and a fight is pretty reasonable. So, like, if we're against Gremlin Knob, we take 8 on turn 2 and 24 on turn 3. So that is a total of 32 damage. If we're presuming we kill him before that, before the turn after that. We're going to want to play the Crippling Cloud, so we might end up taking more damage than that. If we draw Crippling Cloud on turn 2, that's pretty bad. It does weaken him, though, so it kind of counteracts its own strength gain effect. So if he has like 60 health, we play Crippling Cloud on turn 2. Let's say we do 12 damage on turn 1, it's like 2 strikes. Crippling Cloud on 2. Get an Eviscerate somewhere in the first shuffle. So Crippling Cloud is doing like 4-3-2 damage, which is 9. 12th in turn 1 strikes, so it's 21. Eviscerate does 18. We're up to like 40 damage. That's not really a Gremlin Knob kill. So we're pretty short on damage. I think currently our plan is to not fight Gremlin Knob. So unless this shop is good, we're going to dodge the first elite. So we're free to take backflip if we think it's good outside of the context of Gremlin Knob. Do we think it's good outside the context of Gremlin Knob? It draws cards. I was kind of assuming no Poison Stab. Definitely no Slice. Slice is strictly worse than Poison Stab, so that's eliminated. We do have Crippling Cloud, so Poison Stab would be nice, since only one of them pays the cost of the Poison Decrement. Poison Stab doesn't do very much, though, for a card in a Sneko Eye deck. But maybe we need it for the damage. Like, we're going to be in hard pool fights in a second, and, like, if we're fighting, like a Mugger, the boss is Automaton. If we're fighting, like, a Mugger, we need to, like, do damage quickly. What we really need is to, like, upgrade this Crippling Cloud. I think we just need to, yeah, I think we're going to all the fires, not necessarily because we're dodging elites, but because we have really good upgrades. We've got Eviscerate and Crippling Cloud, both need upgrades really badly. Okay, so let's take the backflip, because it's good in hallway fights, I think. Because we're almost certainly dodging all the elites. Is backflip good, right? That's, sorry, I keep asking that question and not answering it. I think that it is. I think if backflip it has a playable cost, it has a chance to give you extra cards that are also playable or 0 cost. And I think that's just good enough to add to the deck. Okay. Give me some expensive stuff. We could, oh, nope, just kidding, we can't afford that. So we'll never be able to purge Confusion. This is pretty much the only way to do it. Choke is generally not good with Snecko Eye decks, despite its high cost. It seems like it would be good, but it isn't. Because you want to play it and other cheap stuff, and you don't get very much cheap stuff. Because Snecko Eye says so. Piercing Whale's here. Piercing Whale's always great. Quick Slash, Infinite Blades are also here. There's like a Power Pot. There's a Poison Pot. We could drink our fruit juice and then double potion. And Piercing Whale. Oh no, we can't quite afford that. We're off by 3. We could do like card remove Poison Pot. How much damage does Poison Pot do to Gremlinob? Well, wait, we're not fighting Gremlinob, right? We just decided that. So, but we might fight like this Gremlinob. So if we fight this Gremlinob, we've gotten an upgrade, presumably, right? Upgrade. Let's say we've gotten an upgrade, and it goes on Crippling Cloud, I think. So we Crippling Cloud turn 1 and for 7 poison, and then we Poison Pot for 6 poison. So he's got 13 poison on turn 1. Over the first 3 turns, that does 36 damage. You do, yeah. It applies Confusion at the beginning of the fight, but it draws you 2 extra cards every turn. They're phrased as different effects, and they apply differently. They cost either their original cost or their Snecko Eye cost. Cards like Setup start working. Like if you've already drawn them with Snecko Eye, they'll have that cost forever. Snecko Eye applies a permanent cost change. But if they haven't had their cost change, they'll have their original cost. It seems like card remove's a little bit ambitious. I do want to remove the strikes because they're bad, and I don't want to draw them. But we also need the damage. I'm going to do card remove Piercing Well. But then we need to like pick the next damage card we see. Okay. Golden Idol's basically free. We're not near max HP. Golden Idol is one of the many reasons why you hold on to Fruit Juice, because Golden Idol takes a percentage of your max HP. It's pretty unlikely that we were near a boundary, because it's like 10% or something, but it's possible that if we had drank the Fruit Juice before this event, this would cost 7 max HP instead of 6. Alright, I think we take the upgrade on the Crippling Cloud here. Eviscerate's also got a nice upgrade. 6 extra damage, but 3 extra poison is 6 damage over 2 turns, and it's to everyone. So we'll grab that. This is a nice way to get a little bit ahead. I think we're probably resting here. Yeah, so it would have cost... Yeah, you're right, because we would have gone up to 70. Or above 70. I mean, we still would have gained 4 net max HP, but why not take 5? Is this worth it? We go to 30, remove another strike. I think it is worth it. But this basically commits us to not going to this elite either. We probably already wanted to go to this second fire, but if we're removing a card here, we're not going to have enough strikes to fight these elites. So we'll go to this fire, and then after here we'll decide if we want single elite or an extra fire. From our... Wait. Galaxy Brain beverage box. Our mind drinking plays? I'm so confused, Baylor. It's like a... Oh, it's a Galaxy Brain fruit juice play. Oh my god. I've decoded the emojis. Uh-oh. I don't like this fight. Oh my god. Crippling Cloud, why? Oh, for fuck's sake. We need that Crippling Cloud so badly. We upgraded it like for this fight. Why does it have to be like this? Okay, I think we have to strike the Sneaky Gremlin and then defend. No, actually, because we get weakened next turn, so if we strike him, we're not going to have lethal next turn either. This is such a nightmare. Okay, so if we don't attack him, we get weakened, and Eviscerate does 4 times 3, which is 12, so we'll have exact lethal there. So then do we strike like this fat gremlin so that he dies to 2 ticks of Crippling Cloud later? Oh wait, we need to hit him for 1 as well. I think I like striking this one so that he dies to 2 ticks of Crippling Cloud later. Okay, alright. 1 cost Crippling Cloud, 1 cost Eviscerate, 0 cost Piercing Wail. We should be okay now. Second why we decided to take Mercy on us and make every card in the hand playable. Thank you, Snecko Eye. I appreciate it. Whew. Okay. So he's actually not... He's actually dead to... poison already. So do we eviscerate Mad Gremlin? Makes him quite mad. He's attacking for 5 base. If we hit him 3 times, receiving attack damage. So yeah, he should gain 6 strength. So he'd go up to 11, but he has minus 6 strength. So he'd be doing 5 base. He'd end up at 3 damage. So we take 3 damage to set him up for lethal next turn, right? If we do 12, he goes to, Actually, can we just kill him? Our max damage is Eviscerate Strike. So we do 16... Yeah, that's lethal. Okay, let's do that then. And then we just have to do 1 damage to that fat gremlin next turn. Okay. Okay. Yikes, that was scary. Thank you, Snecko Eye. Thank you for saving me. Sneaky Strike seems good. We need more damage. Also, Sneaky Strike and Eviscerate are casually, like, pushing us into a discard archetype if we can find it. Footwork's nice, too. Since we don't get to play very many cards a turn, Footwork is a good way to make those cards more impactful. If we find, like, a mummified hand, then Footwork's value goes up tremendously, because it makes some card that Snecko has decided is unplayable back into being playable. But I think it's probably just a Sneaky Strike. There's some like pseudo infinites with Sneaky Strike and whatchamacallit? Snecko Eye, because it costs on average 1.5. So if you have like 2 Sneaky Strikes that you can draw in a loop with a card that costs 1 otherwise. So if you have like 2 Sneaky Strikes and 2 Acrobatics, as long as you have like several energy when you start, That's on average an infinite loop, even with Snecko Eye. Oh wait, I guess the average cost of the acrobatics is 1.5 as well, so you'd need 3 sneaky strikes and 2 acrobatics pluses. Because the sneaky strikes on average gain you 0.5 energy. So that would be an energy neutral combo. A lot easier to just do it with like reflex and concentrate, but I don't know. I don't make the rules. Alright, we decided we're not doing this, and we're at 20, so that seems wise. I think we're going to drink the fruit juice and rest here. Our chance of killing the heart goes up pretty significantly if we have Orichalcum right now, I think. Alright. So, let's do it. Let's rest. Okay. And then we get to do this hallway fight. It is a looter. I predicted this earlier. We're always playing this defend, probably playing like Crippling Cloud backflip. Let's play backflip first and see what Snecko Eye wants to do. Okay. Great. Survivor decosts the sneaky strike down to 2. It also blocks out. And then we can do strike. I guess sneaky strike costs only 1 net, confusingly. Okay, cool. Deadly Poison, Outmaneuver, and Escape Plan. Escape Plan is almost certainly not in the deck. Pretty bad with Snecko Eye. It's really... Escape Plan really puts a lot of its value in being a cantrip. 0 cost, draw a card is most of the card. And that's just a little tiny bonus tacked on, but if it's not 0 cost, then it's kind of a bad card, so we don't want that. Outmaneuver is kind of interesting. It's tough being a 3 energy Snecko Eye deck, so Outmaneuver makes us feel a little bit more wealthy in terms of energy. We do have the Sneaky Strike, which theoretically is positive energy sometimes. Deadly Poison is also here. I don't hate Deadly Poison. Poison's really good against Automaton. This will be our first elite if we're doing it, and I think we are doing it. 44 and a Strength Pot, I think makes us feel pretty confident. Strength Pot with plus Eviscerate's pretty good. So is Deadly Poison good against elites? It's probably bad against Gremlin Knob. I think it's actually probably useful against sentries, because we're going to clear... we're either going to clear an artifact charge for Crippling Cloud, or we're going to use Crippling Cloud to clear all the artifact charges. Yeah, Snecko makes the game very different. A lot of Silent Snecko Eye decks want to end up with a Catalyst, because since you draw so many cards per turn, it's easy to have like high availability for the Catalyst. It will be hard killing the boss without poison. We have some poison already with Crippling Cloud, which does what? Like 36 damage over the... what's 8 times 4? 32 damage over its full duration. That's true, Piercing Wail. I do feel like we could use another damage card, and Deadly Poison's pretty good. It's a little scary against Gremlin Knob. I think we'll take it. It is Gremlin Knob. True to form. Alright, well, let's Crippling Cloud before he gets his strength return up. That's good. Also, Orichalcum is insane in this fight. Much more prepared than we were a couple of floors ago. We're just going to eviscerate Sneaky Strike. Do we have Deadly Poison? Doesn't cost us much. Costs us, I believe, 2 health this turn. Probably does 10 damage. Next turn the weak is running out, so that's scary. So he'll be hitting for, let's see, 28 is his first one. Oops, I'm gonna restart the fight to use a strength bot. I forgot. Yeah, I did forget. You were correct, Fuzzy Ducky. I realized it just before I read your comment. I didn't drink it on turn 1 because we didn't have any attacks, but we do have attacks on turn 2. Alright, so we're doing that. We're doing this. The only question is this part. So he's at 42, he takes 6 then 5, so that's 11. Goes to 31. If we're trying to kill him next turn, there's no way we're doing 31 next turn. Do we ever get lethal if we deadly poison? So he takes 10 extra damage over 2 turns, so he goes to 21. That is theoretically possible. Yeah, Triumphant Fire. Yeah, it's an artifact of the way that Slay the Spire saves. So it saves every floor, but it doesn't have a mechanism for saving your progress in the middle of a fight. So if you just like exit the game and restart, it'll just be like, okay, back to the beginning of the fight. You can use that to do what I would call what I would refer to as path your way through the fight. And what I mean by that is you can sort of like chart out all the random interactions. And you can do things that don't seem to make any sense because they change the way the randomness is because you're changing you're like advancing the random options. So that then random options happen to favor you, and I would encourage you not to do that. I would encourage you to only restart fights if you've made a mistake that you want to amend, and then try and repeat the fight exactly up to that point, so that you don't catch yourself making sort of results-oriented decisions, which is definitely something you can do. I think the chance of lethal next turn with Deadly Poison is high enough. It's basically just if we draw Eviscerate, we get lethal. Because Eviscerate does 24 damage, and we need 31, so we need Eviscerate and like one other attack. And we know we're getting at least 2. So Deadly Poison gives us some significant outs, and only costs us 2 health right now. I would like to not get hit for 24, if possible. We did not get it. Neutralize is here to save us a bunch of health, and basically just wait until we get Eviscerate next turn. So I think it's probably like Neutralize, Strike, Piercing Wail. Piercing Wail does net save us some health, not much. But it's more efficient than defending. Wait, is that true? Yeah, it is. Also, it costs less. Oh, wait, no, maybe that's not true. Because he's going to be weak, so his marginal value from strength is a little lower. So giving him minus strength also has less marginal value. I'm pretty sure this is the right line, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time thinking about it. Okay. We'll let Eviscerate get the kill. Bag of marbles. Heel Hook is significantly worse with Snecko Eye. Sometimes it costs 0 and is energy positive, but sometimes it costs 3. All of these cards invest most of their value in being net 0 cost. Escape Plan, Deflect, and Heel Hook are all net 0 cost. I think we're going to skip all of them. Thanks for the follow, Sheriff Chris Mannix. Appreciate the support. Welcome to the Vegetable Patch. Yeah. For Snecko Eye, I think there's sometimes people get like people over-index into the cost aspect of Snecko. Mostly what Snecko does is draw you extra cards. And like you shouldn't like try to pick only 2+ cost cards, for example, to get Snecko to decost them. You should pick plenty of 1 cost cards because they're what the deck needs. But you shouldn't probably pick too many 0 cost cards, because 0 cost cards, typically it's pretty important that their cost stays 0, and that's the case for all of these. Do relics immediate affect your character once picked up, or does it activate on the next floor? I think there's so usually that doesn't make a difference. There are a couple cases where it's like, if you pick up a relic that affects your card reward, it won't affect your current floor. And that's an important interaction, because it rolls all of the rewards at once. So if you get like a question card, for example, you won't get 4 options in that pick. Although, wait, I guess you normally wouldn't. You say immediately, but I think next floor is more correct. So Meat on the Bone doesn't have a chance to proc because the fight is over by the time you get it. So that one, it's unclear if it's immediately or next floor. I think it's never clear. I think the only ones where it would matter are the ones that interact with card rewards, and those ones don't work. So I think next floor is the correct way to think about it. All right, what do you got for me? I don't really want a heal hook, but there's not really any practical way to avoid it. I'm not willing to take an injury. Eggs do work, so that one's immediate. So this is actually guaranteed to not be injury. There's another injury here, and there's 2 curses in this event total. So we've seen both of them, so we know this isn't an injury, so this is not risky. Okay. I'm unwilling to take another neutralize. This could also be a neutralize. There could be 2 neutralizes in here, so this is not safe to click on. Okay. Second shop, question mark, or fight? I don't think we're going to go shop because we don't have the 180 gold. That's my usual criteria. Question mark has ways for us to spend health to get upgrades, like Shining Light and Scrap Ooze. There's also some events like Cleric that we haven't seen that would give us health or a card remove. And all the rare ones like Upgrade Shrine and Shrine of Gold and stuff. There's also like Serpent, which we wouldn't want to do. So I think generally question marks are not good here. Hey, Brown Von Cool. You're late. Why 180 gold? 180 gold is the maximum cost for a shop relic. And shop relics, some of them have really important sort of game-changing effects. Like, for example, Clockwork Souvenir makes it so the heart doesn't vulnerable you, and so you don't get like hexed during chosen fights and stuff. We've already seen orange pellets, so we can't get that, but Ear Funnel's another one. Ear Funnel would be really good. Ear Funnel's a lot lower impact than Clockwork Souvenir, but in general, you want to have like 300 plus gold. Like 400 is ideal, 350 is great, right? But like 300 is sort of like where you're like, okay, I want to go to a shop now. But 180 gold is like sort of the minimum for like I'm willing to be forced into a shop. For me. I mean, we could go to a shop right now. We'd be looking for like noxious fumes, basically. Like shops have powers, so if you're looking for a specific power, you could maybe go to shops with less. So if you don't go to the shop, and therefore don't see the relic, is it still in the pool, or was it predetermined to be at that shop, and therefore is removed from the pool? Kind of like Schrodinger's cat. Yeah, so people actually have looked at the code, and I know the answer to that. But like Schrodinger's cat, does it matter, right? Like if you're playing and you're not pathing your seed, right? You're not intentionally manipulating randomness, then it shouldn't ever matter to you. But there is an answer because it's a computer, and the answer is that as soon as you go to the floor with the shop, the relics have been rolled. It doesn't matter if you actually click on the shopkeeper or not. With Snecko, you think removing strikes is also important. Yeah, that's true. Strike removes are definitely a priority. We've done a pretty good job of that. We're at 3, so I don't feel like desperate to go remove more. Well, it does kind of matter. For example, right now, you're short on gold at the moment, but if the gamble was, will I find the relic I want at the price I want, and you're barely there on gold, then it matters a lot. I'm not quite keeping up. Because, like, so you're saying if I had enough... Because, like, okay, if you have enough gold to afford a relic, and you need a specific relic, and you can, like, go to 2 shops, then, like, it makes a lot of sense to go to both shops, right? And look for that relic. But it seems like the specific interaction of, like, do the relics get removed from the pool when you go to the shop, I don't see how that matters. I think we're going to take the fight, just because both of these are bad. Okay. Well, we're taking some damage here. Defend blocks for a negative amount, so we probably shouldn't play that. So it's probably like neutralize deadly poison, I think is the line here. Okay, so you try a different way. There's 3 relics at the shop, and you might want to buy relic number 1, but you might be close to having enough gold. If you visit and can't afford it, you remove it from the relic pool. If you don't visit, the potential for it to be there at different floors exists if the relic pool doesn't get, if the relic doesn't get removed from the pool. Well, sure. I mean, so that's part of the reason you don't go to shops if you don't have enough money, right? Because you don't want to see relics that you need and can't buy and get them removed from the pool. Although mostly relics getting removed from the pool doesn't matter a lot. It's mostly you just don't want to waste the floor, right? Like we're getting a card reward from this floor, and that's something we can use to help us win the game. Because we're not like hunting for a specific relic in particular. But yeah. It's true, right? That would be my logic, Fuzzy Ducky, is that, like, it doesn't really matter what's in the pool and not. Because, like, what matters is when we have the money to buy it at the next shop, what relics are there. We do learn a little bit, right? So, like, from going to a shop, we eliminate some options later. So, like, maybe we're thinking, like, okay, so we can't build around the brimstone because brimstone's not available this run, right? And, like, we currently can't build around orange pellets because we know that's gone. But building around the orange pellets when you don't currently have it is foolish in either case, so it doesn't really matter if it's removed from the pool. So neutralize blocks for 4, pierce away all blocks for 6. So we're sort of paying 2 health to develop deadly poison and do 3 damage. Which is fine. Oh, blocks for 5, so we only paid 1 health. Because math. Okay. Oh, you got a new rescue kitten. Oh my god. Mid bros. That sounds amazing. We can Survivor Sneaky Strike. That's energy neutral, which is exciting. He's not attacking this turn, so we'll just toss a defend. Pretty sure we're splitting him here. But I guess I'll see what the backflip card is first. Wow, lots of attacks. He splits at 33, so that's 15 damage from here. Chewbacca, rescue pets are pets that you're taking from shelters. So you're sort of rescuing them from a life on the streets. Thanks for the follow, Crypto Nick. Appreciate it. Welcome to the Vegetable Patch. Alright, let's just take the split. I think this is a pretty good split. Avoids getting frailed. Alright, apparently Snecko and the The slimes themselves have decided this is going to be an easy fight, so great. Okay. There's a catalyst. We talked about wanting a catalyst earlier. We have a Deadly Poison and a Crippling Cloud. It's up against Piercing Wail and Backstab. Backstab's bad. Yeah, we got a pretty weak set of relics from Act 1. How do we get that Orichalcum? We only fought one elite. Oh, because from the chest. So we got a chest relic, an elite relic, and then Golden Idol. But we only fought one elite. I think I will take a catalyst. Seems good enough. So now the question is, can we survive at 23 or do we rest? I think we need to rest. Strength Pot Eviscerate can get the first split on Automaton, but like if we don't hit that in the first 2 turns, well, wait though. We draw 14 cards in the first 2 turns, so we've drawn like almost all of the deck. Are we really ever missing Eviscerate? We could also just like turn 1 Crippling Cloud, Deadly Poison, Catalyst, and like always get the split. It would be really nice to get an upgrade. It's probably Catalyst gets the upgrade. So how much damage do we have to do to split him the first time? It's like 30, right? I'll look this up. So he starts with mode shift 40. So if we have to do 40 damage over the first 2 turns, and then he blocks for 9 on the first turn, so practically we have to do 49 damage. He does attack on the second turn. Yeah, he attacks for a bunch on the second turn, 36. So if we're not able to split him, there's a good chance we die. So we do 40 over the first 2 turns. How do we miss that? We don't draw Poison on turn 1. We don't draw Eviscerate at all. Even if we draw some Poison on turn 1, Crippling Cloud and Deadly Poison is only 12. So it doesn't really get us to 40 very easily without Catalyst. I think we're going to respect the boss. We're going to rest. Okay. We do get Crippling Cloud on 1. Very low damage here, so this is basically the draw we were worried about. Yeah, we're not able to split him. We can't play Deadly Poison Catalyst. We don't have Eviscerate, so this, yeah, it's a good thing we rested, because this is the nightmare. So I think we're like defend Piercing Wail, Deadly Poison. It's kind of a shame to Piercing Wail here because both he's weak and oh, good point. Yeah, no defend. He's weak and he has like a big multi-attack later, so it'd be much better to Piercing Wail than multi-attack later. But we're pretty concerned about just like our health total here. That's the question, Ansbana. Who knows? Snecko is a mysterious relic. I think actually I'm going to try and save the Piercing Wail. And we just do nothing with the last energy. The strike doesn't do anything. Piercing Wail saves us 4 health. It saves us so much more later. He multi-attacks on like many different turns. Okay. I think it would have exactly died if we didn't rest. Maybe we would have done it like -1 or something. Let's see, that does 24. So let's try and get close to that before we use it. Okay. Great. I was hoping to get a second Deadly Poison before the Catalyst, but it doesn't look like that's working out that way. I guess we could just, like... I guess, what do we do this turn if we're not Catalysting? Because Defend is bad unless we're playing 2 of them, and we can't play 2 of them. I guess we could backflip and then find... This Defend could cost 0. Defend Neutralize Strike is something. And then we still get the Orichalcum value. We take 3 damage. We would do 13. We'd weaken him. So if he's weak, he hits for 7. So it's health neutral. We take 3 and block for 3. But it does 13 damage. But I think I'd rather just get the Catalyst now. That way we don't have to draw it again. And I think 9 is enough. Gets him up to 18. Puts him on like a 10-turn clock. Yeah, waiting one more cycle on Catalyst is reasonable. I can see that. We have 3 defends here. Survivor too, which decosts Eviscerate. Yeah, I think 18 is good enough to win the fight. Is my criteria. So, sure. Here's what Piercing Wail's here to do. Unless we're splitting this turn without it. 12 is a lot. So we're doing 20. We'd need to get to 30 if we wanted to split him this turn, so we can't do that. Okay, and then we get a free split next turn. Backflip to try and get Deadly Poison back, I think. We did. It's kind of expensive, though. If the fight is 3 turns or longer, Deadly Poison does 15. These do 20. Seems like 20 is better. Survivor double defend eviscerates on the table here. Seems good. I guess Eviscerate and Sneaky Strike are both playable, but only one of them. Hey, Artie. How's it going? Well, I guess Eviscerate's better than Sneaky Strike, right? Oh, Sneaky Strike wasn't playable because we had to play it in the wrong order. Okay. Cool. Well, the rest was correct. Glad we did that. After Image, 1,000 Cuts, and Alchemize. Unfortunately, this might be a skip. Hard to get After Image to do much in a Snecko Eye deck. Maybe if we got like Storm of Steel or something, that could work. Same for 1,000 Cuts. It's just hard to get a lot of play a card triggers. Also, 1,000 Cuts is just like a worse After Image. I don't think 1,000 Cuts is ever a pick. We're probably picking Alchemize. Yeah, Orichalcum. I mean, yeah, Orichalcum doesn't do a ton outside of Act 1. It does stuff, but I mean, I guess Orichalcum is probably best outside of Act 1 on specifically Silent because of Wraith Form, right? So you can like Wraith Form and then let Orichalcum block for you, and you don't have to worry about the decks down. as long as you're intangible for the rest of the fight. Doesn't quite work against the heart because he hits you for 15 and the beat of the heart is still there, but it kind of works if you have enough health. Yeah, I think we'll probably just take an Alchemize. It's not great, but it's a way to meta scale. There's several potions that are like very good too, like Flex Pot with Eviscerate. Silent also has access to Ghost in a Jar. So I think Alchemize is a worthy addition. Pandora's Box. Gets rid of all the crap in the deck, gives us much better stuff. Seems amazing. We did just pick an Alchemize, so Sacred Bark is quite good. And Hovering Kite is here too. Hovering Kite combos with the Eviscerate and the Sneaky Strike a little bit. Also, it's tough being a 3-energy Snecko Eye deck. You cannot get max HP potion. Ornithopter is still in the pool, although White Beast Statue is not. Nor is Orange Pellets. Blood Potion is an Ironclad potion. But yes, I believe you could get it if you Prismatic Shard into a... Maybe not. Maybe you can't. I feel like you're not... I feel like the intention of the patch that removed Fruit Juice from the Alchemize options should have also removed Blood Pot. You can get Regen Pot, yes. So maybe Blood Pot is allowed. They're just trying to prevent people from farming for whatchamacallit? Max HP. Okay, so I think this is a very difficult decision, and all of these are good options. Usually at least one of these is able to be eliminated right off the bat. But like Sacred Bark is insane with Alchemize. And Pandora's Box is insane with Snecko Eye because we can get rid of all the garbage and draw better cards. Pandora's Box is also just like top 5 boss relics, right? It's just really good. But being a 3-energy deck has been extremely difficult. I guess we don't... Probably the first one to get eliminated is the Hovering Kite here. Not because I don't like Hovering Kite, but because we only have one mechanism for discarding, and that's Survivor. I do like Kite, but I think it's kind of hard to pick here over Pandora's Box. So we're gonna nix the Kite. No Kite. And no Skip, obviously. Pandora's Box definitely can give you 2 energy cards. That's definitely not why I would pick it. It gives you cards that are better than Strike and Defend. That's the reason to pick it. When you mouse over Pandora's Box, it leaves a little trail of like echoing stuff for some reason. That's like mostly behind this little green cloud, but if Pandora's Box is in the right position, it goes over to the black part. Yeah, now you can see it. What is that? Why is that there? That's very odd. Oh, maybe it's picking up the star effect. Because it's like drawn on the wrong canvas. Yeah, I think it is. That's funny. Yeah, I don't think I can justify Sacred Bark over Pandora's Box. Pandora's Box has such good good outcomes, right? We get like Wraith Forms or Burst. We can also like lose all of our block cards. We have a Piercing Wail, Backflip, and a Survivor that won't get lost, neutralized technically. Crippling Cloud. Hey, Guitar. I guess Life Coach probably wouldn't respond to that. So if I were impersonating Life Coach's affect rather than his gameplay style, then I would not say good morning to you. But I will say good morning because we're just doing his gameplay style. I think we're gonna go with Pandora's Box here. Tell you something Rocky style. I think that I haven't hung out in Life Coach's stream enough to know what you're talking about. Alright, let's do Pandora's Box. Boop. We did get a burst and a crippling cloud. Those are nice. 1,000 cuts is terrible. Tactician's bad. Finisher's bad. Dodge and roll's okay. And die to die is pretty good. Poison Snap's fine. Pretty happy about the burst though. We have a catalyst in the deck. Would have liked to see like a Well-Light Plans or a Wraith form or something. A little upset about the 1,000 cuts. 1,000 cuts finisher is so awkward. Is this a rough box? I don't know. I think this is actually a pretty reasonable box. Oh, I see. You're talking about like an actual coach. I think this is a pretty good box. The burst is good. Burst got some block. I guess a leg sweep would have been appreciated. Tactician's pretty rough. Tactician, 1,000 cuts, and a finisher are quite bad. But the rest of the cards are good. Alright. Yeah, burst plus crippling cloud is super nice. And we have 2 crippling clouds now as well. Okay, so what do we think about question marks? I think after the Pandora's Box, question marks are quite a bit worse. Yeah, we do have quite a bit of poison. 2 crippling clouds, a catalyst, a deadly poison, and a burst now. Yeah, I mean, you're right, mid-bros, but I would have... I mean, we gave up, like, 4 block cards, and we got 1 back, so... I mean, burst is sometimes a block card, but... We need a calculated gamble. Whoa! Thanks for the raid, Ansan. Not to be impolite, but how'd you get 140 people? What's that? Where's that? Where are those people all coming from? I don't think I've ever seen you with 140 people. Welcome to all of Ansan's raiders. Sorry, Ansan. That is very rude. I'm just curious. It's just it's a large number. We are doing sort of a life coach impersonation stream here, where we're like thinking really hard about everything. And we started with a Snecko Eye boss relic swap, where wow, so I'm getting I'm impersonating a life coach and getting a man, life coaches really brought a lot of people to the Slay the Spire community. They're just sort of like rippling around the pool now. His stunning stream experience, exactly. I've never seen Revelation. Is Revelation still here? I'm interested to watch new people's stream. I got my moment in the sun. Life coach rated me a couple days ago, so I was like, ooh, okay. 600 viewers, let's go. But welcome to all of you. So we started out really rough. We took like 20 damage from a floor 1 cultist because we had a Snecko Eye. I almost put it up, but then I was like, is it possible to make it so that someone has to have redeemed playtest and then make it the same cost as playtest? So we can here, I'm actually gonna make it right now. So there's gonna be kind of a strict limit on this because I have an idea, but it's only for 4 people. So I'm gonna have to put kind of a limit on it. So this is gonna be and Cost 10,000. We don't need anything important. Wait, how do I... Cooldowns and limits. Okay, so we need... lifetime redemptions per stream is going to be 4. I have some questions about how I'm supposed to... Because, like, if... well, I was going to make it cost 10,000. So... I don't know. I guess I'm gonna think more about how to implement this. But it doesn't seem like there's a way to limit it in the way that I want. Because I want to limit it to 4 like global redemptions. But I can only limit redemptions per stream and per user per stream, which is not what I'm looking for. I mean, I guess I could just limit the redemptions per stream to be like 4 this stream, and then if 2 people buy it, do 2 next stream. I mean, I guess it's fun. Okay, all right. I guess I've got the solution now. So I'll create it, and it's limited to 4. So if you refresh chat now, there should be a new option. For doing a D&D one shot. And I think each person is going to be a Slay the Spire character. So there's 4 because there's 4 Slay the Spire characters. All right, Baron von Kuhl's in there. Which character do you want to be? I'll go ahead and give Ansan a preemptive redemption. Wait, no, I don't know. No, you gotta earn it, Ansan. You did subscribe yesterday, so you should be getting the points pretty quickly. Okay, all right. So our question mark's good. That's the question we need to answer. I think we're probably no on bites, and yes on apparitions with the burst. Burst apparition is pretty nice. Let's see. We have 1,000 cuts and finisher. Ancient writing is good because we can get rid of one of these garbage cards. Ooh. Ansan's gifting out some subs. Thanks for the gifts. Appreciate it. Not 500 each. You're just trying to. All right. Welcome to the Vegetable Patch to Jankovic and ID Crisis. Take back the subs. You have Ansan to thank for your new emotes. FPL Panic is in there. FPL Panic, what? Aw, FPL Panic, that's so sweet. All right, Ansan, you're in there. Wow, FPL Panic, such a bro. Can we get some veggie love in the chat for FPL Panic? That's amazing. What a nourishing community. It's just nice to be around such nice people. Okay, so Ancient Writing is good. Forgotten Altar is good, unusually. What else happens in Act 2? There's like, let's look up Act 2 events. I don't do this often enough. Act 2 events. Ancient Writing we already talked about. Augmenter is probably going to be transforms for us. Because we don't really need strength. Strength is, I guess, okay for eviscerate. So that's, I mean, Augmenter's always a good event, right? Cursed Tome, we don't have any special synergy with. Snecko Eye does make Forgotten Tome better than normal because the Writhe isn't that bad if you're drawing 7 cards a turn. So that's not too bad. I think we'd probably take that. Knowing Skull is always bad. Knowing Skull is just a bad event. There's no, like... Huh. Man, why don't... It seems like Knowing Skull is more rare than the other ones, but there's nothing on the wiki that indicates that it's more rare. That's odd. It's possible that we get both Bloody Idol and Knowing Skull, which is really good. Gives us some extra money. Masked Bandits is basically just an elite. Naloth is bad. Old Beggar's good. Pleading Vagrant is probably good. Yeah, that's good. We've got enough money for that. Colosseum can't happen early. Joust is fine, but not great. Library's good. Oh, I confused Cursed Tome and Mausoleum. I think we would take Cursed Tome too, because we have Snecko Eye. But Mausoleum's the one I talked about earlier. The Nest, we're probably not taking Ritual Dagger. We'd probably just take gold for that. And Vampires, I think we're probably not taking Bites. So I think question marks are overall good. I think question marks are better than fights here. And I do think we can fight elites with 2 copies of Crippling Cloud and a Burst. I think we should be okay for the AoE elites. And with the Catalyst, we should be okay for Booker Stabbing. Still want to hit some question marks. We need to get like Burst upgraded. We need to get Catalyst upgraded. The other Crippling Cloud, Piercing Whale. Shops are good too. We need to be removing cards. We've got enough money that we can go to a shop now, and we would like to go to a shop later. So maybe we plan on going to this shop, like on the way to here. You're worried about elites, huh? Yeah, that seems like a reasonable thing to be worried about. What card would I like to get now? Yeah, Leg Sweep. Leg Sweep would be really nice. Wraith Form. Well-laid plans. So the elite with flames behind him, I call the Mega Elite. He gives you the green key, which helps you fill out this little Triforce in the upper left. If you fill out the whole Triforce, which requires you to kill this guy, skip a relic from the chest, and choose a option at a campfire that doesn't help you in any other way. Then you get all 3 of them, then you get to go to a 4th act at the end of the game. Sorry if I didn't... maybe I should have issued a spoiler warning, because that's potentially a spoiler. I don't know. There's a 4th act. You kill the heart. So we're looking for question marks. There's a lot of question marks on this route. I don't know if we're looking for that many question marks. Yeah, fair. The heart kills you quite a bit of the time. That's definitely true. But I like the fires too, and the elite. If we commit to going left here, we are committed to an elite. We have to fight one of these two, probably this one. We are also forced into this shop if we fight this elite. Shops are okay. There's no like 3 fire route. It's just we're just gonna get the 2 bonus ones. That's the max. Okay. All right. So we're gonna end up here. Is there a difference between these two? This one has a. They both have a choice. That's not the planned path. Is there any reason I would take this path instead? Not particularly. Doesn't seem good. I guess I could take this, like, mini question marks route here, and then rest and go to a shop before this first elite. And then get 2 in the act. We get 1 fewer fires overall, though. And we got a shop a couple floors earlier. I'd like it later. Okay. Let's go... I guess they're the same. Birds. Well, 1,000 Cut's good against birds. Sure, thank you. Eviscerate's good too. I think we're probably going to use... There's kind of two lines this turn. It's either like Deadly Poison Catalyst, take 12, or it's like 1,000 Cuts, Eviscerate, Piercing Wail. I think I like the Eviscerate. I guess we Eviscerate Finisher knocks a bird down, so we can knock down middle bird. So we could just skip the 1,000 Cuts and do Piercing Wail, Eviscerate Finisher. Yeah, what is 1,000 Cuts doing in the fight? Not really anything. So we'll just do Piercing Wail now. Okay. And we'll knock down the middle one because he's the one who's buffing. So he's the scariest. We could Catalyst now, but it's probably good later after we've played one of these two. Crippling Clouds. I don't remember. There's a Crippling Cloud. We can burst it. Yeah, we should be doing that. I would like to play Alchemize before the fight's over, so we should avoid things that force us to end the fight. So we can Crippling Cloud Catalyst this one. That Crippling Cloud is going to end the fight next turn, I think. But we're very likely to draw Alchemize next turn. It's not guaranteed, but it's likely. I guess if we backflip now, then we're guaranteed to draw it. I was kind of into bursting Alchemize there and letting Orichalcum just save life, maybe. Yeah, that's fair. Bursting Alchemize was definitely an option. I'd prefer to stay at full health if I can, but yeah, that's a reasonable line. I think I'm just going to Crippling Cloud and Catalyst here to save life again. And just hopefully draw. Draw next turn. We did draw Burst Alchemize, so that's pretty fortunate. Ooh, Fairy in a Bottle Scalpot. I'll take it. Great outcome from Bird Fight. Bird Fight could have been fairly dangerous. But we not only perfected it, we also got Burst Alchemize off. Really good draw. I almost want Prepared. Prepared Minus is such a garbage card. But, we have a Tactician, a Sneaky Strike, and an Eviscerate. So we need a way to discard cards. I guess I won't take a Prepared Minus. Prepared Minus is just too bad. I know, right? Prepared with Snecko is so bad. it's a really bad card. But I want to get some discard. So I'm almost there. Thanks for the follow, Thotonomic. Welcome to the Vegetable Patch. Appreciate your support. So I think we're probably skipping here. Dagger Spray and Flechettes are way bad. Although Flechettes is kind of good with Snecko Eye. Flechettes has more cards in hand on average. It's probably still only cracking like 4 times.
It's very full.
Thank you. So yeah, I think we're skipping, but I want that prepared. Alright, turns out question marks are fights too. Crippling Cloud's always happening. I think we're just going to blow this skill pot right now. Oops, I'm going to restart the fight. We probably want to play the 1,000 cuts before the Crippling Cloud. I always do that to myself where I, like, convince myself that something always needs to happen, and I forget that, like, sometimes it needs to happen after something else. Alright, so we're using Skill Pot this turn. Let's see what it is. Concentrate. We have a Tactician in hand. Calculated Gamble, too. Concentrate would make the Eviscerate free. But we need more block. Oh, does Life Coach not restart fights? Sorry. I do restart fights. Only when I make a mistake, though. Not for cheating. Blade Dance helps proc 1,000 cuts. I think it's just going to be a calculated gamble. Good morning, Mons Python. Alright, let's go ahead and play the 1,000 cuts, and the Crippling Cloud, and the Dodge and Roll, and then look for ways to block. Hey, look at that. Sneaky Strike is energy positive. Let's see what this wants to draw. I guess Survivor Finisher is fine. Ooh, Minecraft Morning. That sounds fun. Alright. Piercing Whale blocks out here because he normally hits for 7, so he'd hit for 1 and then 1 rounds down because he's weak. So we can Piercing Whale to block. Oh man, I didn't think about how bad Dodge and Roll is with Auric Alchem. We didn't pick the Dodge and Roll intentionally, it came from the Pandora's box. I didn't realize that was a bad interaction until right now. We can't block for less than 4 this turn. It's not allowed. Catalyst is an option, Alchemize is an option. I guess, like, Alchemize, Crippling Cloud, Dodge and Roll is pretty good. Kind of gets us into the same problem next turn, and we take 2 damage when we could block out. We're hoping to line up Burst and Deadly Poison next turn. Burst and Backflip is okay too. Alright, let's see what Alchemize does. Explosive Pot. Not very useful right now. I guess we take 3. Alright, Burst Survivor is great. It's actually a little bit more than we need. I guess it's not, because the second one unblocks for 1, but that's okay. We can't play this, right? Oh, we can. So we can draw these 2 cards. I kind of want to play the Deadly Poison, but I guess I need to draw a block for next turn, and neither of these block, so we increase our block next turn if we backflip now. It's possible it costs 0. Alright. Alright. Deadly Poison wins fight. Escape plan's terrible. Distraction, I think, is a no. Heel hook also a no. They just don't really do enough. Skill pot versus explosive pot. That's a tough one. Explosive pot is really good against Gremlin Leader specifically. Pretty good against slavers as well. But we need to be focused on what potion is good for the next fight, because we have an Alchemize in the deck, so we need to keep the potions moving. So I think we probably take Skill Pot over Explosive Pot, just because we don't have very much block, and we do have a burst, so. Alright. And I think we're going here. Apparitions. Here it is. Costs quite a bit of current health. Yeah, Fairy in a Bottle with Alchemize is not too great. But I mean, it's still Fairy in a Bottle. I said I would take these. I was imagining losing a little bit less current health. We go down to 32 current health, so we lose 18. It's good with burst. Is it, though? I think maybe this is a skip. We just don't have very much block. Being at low health is just scary. You say it's kind of awkward, but like the worst case scenario for a lot of apparition decks is like you never draw them, and that's way less likely with Snecko Eye. Drawing one with an unplayable cost is quite bad, though. I will agree with that. I think Snecko makes apparitions better, but I think the health cost is just too high here. Darn, I was really thinking we were going to take apparitions, but we are not. Does this end up being a mistake if we skip these? I'm imagining like walking into Slavers and dying on turn 1, and being like, if I had apparitions, I wouldn't die on turn 1. Yeah, this is just like, this is heads up, like one of the, probably the most important decision in the run, right? We're either an apparition deck or we're not right now. I think we're going through this route after this. We got a couple more fights to handle, and then we get to rest or upgrade. Will 3 apparitions save you more than 33 HP? That's the question. Is it worth it? Hard to say. I think this event have to give you a max HP boost if you refuse would be fair. No, this event's already super, super good. It does not need a buff. I guess it would make the decision harder if you got a health boost. Alright, I think I'm going to take them. I've really oscillated wildly on this decision already. There's a lot of cards to exhaust in this deck. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Talking about adding 3 more. It's really good. The way to justify not taking it is I'm afraid of dying after the 3 turns. I'm afraid of drawing apparitions that have unplayable costs. I think I'm gonna take them though. I think we have to, right? Like we're a poison catalyst deck. Poison catalyst, and intangible and wait for people to die is like classic silent. We just need like a wraith form. All right, are we still on plan for fighting these 2? It's true. We don't have much block. We're definitely not taking, like, bites now. There are no Act 2 events that give you upgrades other than Upgrade Shrine, which is a rare. We bought these milk tea packets from Costco because I love boba, and I was hoping I could make boba at home. They're definitely not the same thing at all. It's more like... it's like tea milk chocolate, which is interesting. The property that I want to comment on now is it makes the cup hotter. Like, somehow it's just, like, undrinkably hot for, like, much longer than tea. And maybe I'm just used to not drinking tea immediately because it's steeping. But it makes me suspicious that there's, like, an exothermic reaction in the little packet. They've got some weird chemicals in there. So I would like question marks, but I think fires are really good. We've got a lot of upgrades now, especially with the apparitions. Apparition, burst, crippling cloud. Need upgrades really badly. Catalyst, goodness. Okay. Alright, snake plant. Crippling cloud is great. I think we're probably just going to catalyst turn 1. I know, right? Boba is so nice. And then apparition, eviscerate catalyst. Okay. Alright, well we've got an apparition, so we're not taking damage. I guess we could have survived the tactician. No, that costs 1 net energy. Get a little bit extra damage in there. Thanks for hanging out, Crypto Nick. I'll see you next time. We have 1. Do we toss a skill pot and alchemize? Does alchemize give us a better potion than the skill pot on average? I don't know. Skill pots are pretty good. We threw away another potion to get the skill pot. So skill pot definitely won that interaction. Alchemize can give you Ghost in a Jar. So that would be really nice. We could get a second fairy. Things like Dupe Pot. Liquid Memories. There's a lot of really good ones. Yes. If you play Alchemize with no potion slots, it just doesn't do anything. So Burst would, the first one would work and the second one wouldn't do anything. Alchemize is completely random with a stipulation. Number 1, it does follow the drop chance. So if you've got a rare potion, that potion is rare in the Alchemize pool. And number 2, it cannot drop fruit juice. I believe fruit juice is the only one. Hi, YTI. And hello, yes, my friend too. Alright, let's try it. There's some good outcomes. Or we can just get the same thing, that works too. Okay, sure. Acrobatics, now that's my jam. Drawing cards is really good with Snecko Eye. We have Tactician that we want to discard. We want to discard for Sneaky Strike and Eviscerate. We also sometimes want to discard Apparitions to avoid exhausting them. Acrobatics is insane. Backflip and Flying Knee I think we're probably skips. Acrobatics is not. Power Pot versus Skill Pot. Power Pot could give us a Wraith form. So much homework. Oh no. You hate video games. You regret every hour. My goodness, yes, my friend. That's a tremendously negative sentiment for someone hanging out in a Slay the Spire stream. I love video games. Power could give me accuracy. Now we're cooking with gas. Let's go get that accuracy. Get a randomly generated. What's it called? Flurry of something. Then we go. Slay the Spire breeds hate and addiction. Wow. Other things Power Pot could do is like, could give us this crappy one. Yeah, I think Power Pot's probably worse than Skill Pot. Skill Pot gives us like leg sweep and backflip and deflect and stuff. It's not great, but they all like at least do stuff. Whereas Power Pot can give us like 1,000 cuts. Accuracy. So we're gonna skip it. Oh lord, they coming. Okay. All right, we're not panicking. But I'm kind of panicking. I want to drink the skill pot because I have an alchemize in hand. Throw away the fairy. It's worse with such low max HP. I disagree. It's definitely worse than normal, but it's still quite good. Which character is the best? Yes, my friend. I think the objective answer to that question is Watcher. The best at winning the game on Ascension 20. Yeah, how do people feel about Cyberpunk being delayed? I hear that the people on the Cyberpunk team found out at the same time as the public, which, like, makes a certain amount of sense as, like, a project manager, because you don't want to tell your team and then have it leak. Yeah, I don't know, man. I hate deadlines. I don't know why people still do that. It's like, okay, so I'm making a video game, and I want to, like, hold myself to, like, milestones, right? Like, I want to do things well, and I want to, like, do things cheaply and on schedule. But like, just why? Why do you, like, break yourselves to try and hit such arbitrary deadlines? I don't know. I don't get it. Yeah. You say it can't miss holiday season, but would the game really sell that much less if they shipped it in January? Like, I'm not that confident. Maybe it's true. Alright, we're gonna drink the skill pot. We're not panicking, but we have zero cost alchemize in hand. These are terrible. I guess we can use prepared to discard the apparition. Okay. So now we play 1,000 cuts because there's not much else to do in this hand. I guess we want to see what this is. It's another skill pot. Third skill pot in a row. Right, yeah, Talia is on the same page as me. It's like, are people really giving video games as gifts? Like, they probably are. I definitely disagree with YTI. 80% of people buying video games are moms that know nothing is a nonsense take. I think, like, the vast majority of games are bought by the intended recipient on Steam. Why not Die and Vulnerable? Yeah, Die is good. I was gonna play Eviscerate. Eviscerate helps me kill one of them. But either one's fine. The box art being the same is just hurting. That's just like people being afraid of failing and just looking at reference from what other people are doing. That's not... I don't think you could justify that with any real market research. I missed somebody asking about the playtest, but they must have, because Pixel Noise explained it. Whoa! Hey, Pixel Noise has redeemed the playtest as well. That's exciting. You're actually already on the list, and you're like next, but now you're on the list twice. Oh, you're giving it to someone. I see. I will not interrupt. Okay, so we're playing Poison Stab on you, because you're not already dead. Yeah, Captain Zippers. I'm a game developer, so I'm making a roguelike set in a fictional universe with superhero scale luchadors who run companies and compete with each other. And so you, as a superhero luchador, go take over people's companies and fight them in roguelike boss battles. When does the playtest come out? You can playtest you can sign up for the playtest now. But the game probably won't come out until like early 2022. Sorry. Piercing Whale. And then I think we burst this apparition and survivor that apparition. That's the plan. That's how we stay safe for a long time. Okay. All right. Acrobatics, Tactician, Sneaky Strike seems great. Let's do that right now. And I think we win, right? Yeah, we win. Cool. We've already done the thing, so we're done. We can do our first burst catalyst of the run. Just really dunking on that particular cultist. Remember, a cultist took like 20 health from us on floor 1, so we have it out for him. How do you fund working on a game for this long? It sounds like you are a one-man team. Yeah, so, I mean, obviously I'm not going to like share all of my personal financial details, but the basic idea was like I spent a long time in a really high-paying industry. So I was a software engineer in the Bay Area. And then I bought a house, which reduces my monthly costs really dramatically. And then my wife is working, so she's sort of supporting me while I'm making video games. And obviously you all are supporting as well. Thanks for the follow. Das Geschnosh. Geschnoss. Although, I will call out, I only make like $60 a month from streaming, so. Make like $1 an hour streaming. Sweet, sweet Twitch money. Buying a house feels impossible. Yeah, I think that's a pretty common sentiment for sort of underemployed people, which is a very common status. There aren't as many good paying jobs now as there used to be. Wage growth in the United States is stagnant. Wealth has aggregated in small areas. That's why I'm a Spire mugger in real life. I love it. We could take a second Sneaky Strike. It's not insane. So my stream uptime is 1 hour and 52 minutes. So we're only 2 hours in. So we're not quite as slow as Life Coach, potentially. Yeah, so I think that during the recent chats, Pixel Noise offered a playtest to anyone. But yeah, it's you can be on the list yourself, playtest, or Pixel Noise, or you can tell me who you want to put on the list. You can DM it if you want. That's fine. Yeah, Upper Midwest. So I'm from Kansas originally, so I'm definitely familiar with the Midwest as a concept and as an option for a place to live. But my wife can't live there. She works as a landscape architect, which is a job title that no one understands. If you tell somebody you're a landscape architect, most people will react by trying to talk to you about gardening, which is not what landscape architecture is. It's mostly architecture. It's like architectural drawings and stuff. And the fact that it's a landscape architect means you're sort of like an extra architect that gets brought onto really fancy, expensive projects where they have like public spaces that they want to manage. So yeah, she's an architect for basically like extremely wealthy people's houses. So she can't really do that in Kansas. Is the problem. Okay. I think we skip here. All right, we've made it to the fire. We're full health, so we're taking an upgrade. That catalyst upgrade is looking pretty tasty. There are wealthy folks in Kansas, but they're not. There's not a community of people with ostentatious mansions in Kansas. And I would say there's less wealth concentrated in Kansas. A lot of the wealthy people in Kansas are like commercial farmers, because commercial farming is like a pretty large industry. Um, and I think in general, commercial farmers are probably not interested in having a big expensive house. Catalyst is greater than Burst is greater than Crippling Cloud for upgrades. I think it's probably Catalyst and then Apparitions for me. I do like Burst upgrade, but it's pretty unlikely to actually hit 2 skills with Snecko Eye and a 3 energy deck. So I think we're pretty okay leaving Burst unupgraded as long as we're a 3 energy deck. I think we're going to go with Catalyst upgrade first. Okay. Alright. The first elite, it is Slavers. And we have that turn 1 Apparition. See, I was imagining dying on turn 1, and then Apparition saved me. That's exactly what I thought was going to happen. Alright, so let's play the Apparition. Let's play Die. There's no point in playing Piercing Wail, so we'll save that. No point in playing Catalyst. I guess we could skill pot into like a Bouncing Flask or Crippling Cloud or Deadly Poison here. So I'll go ahead and look right now. Storm of Steel. Well, Storm of Steel gets me lethal on Red Slaver immediately if I want it. Which I guess I do. Right, so you can go die. And we'll start it on Blue Slaver. Okay. Burst double Apparition would be still my beating heart. Alright, I think this turn we're just staying alive. Alright. Thousand Cut seems like a good way to start if it costs 0. Deadly Poison, Poison Stab kills Slaver over 2 turns. Both the Crippling Clouds are on the bottom. Thanks, Crippling Cloud. I guess I'll just leave Blue Slaver up, because we're playing at least 1 Crippling Cloud next turn. So we'll just focus on Taskmaster. Yeah, in Ascension's 15 and above, you only get 3 Apparitions. But Apparitions are still super good, so I'm not complaining. Thanks for the follow, Vladimir, and a bunch of numbers. Appreciate the support. Welcome to the Vegetable Patch. Do your numbers mean anything? 27, 12, 1974? 1974 sounds like a year. It's his confirmed kills. Good God. But if it's... Oh, it'd be April? No. I don't know. I don't know how to interpret that as a birthday. The 1974 bit I get. Oh, it would be the 27th day of December in 1974. So he was born just after Christmas, I guess. And maybe he's European, so he has the he goes day, month, year. That makes sense. Sorry, I always do this to people where I'm like, what does your name mean exactly? And I end up like probing into some personal detail, and I'm like, oops. Probably shouldn't know that about that person. Okay, alright, we've won the fight. Hooray! And it's all thanks to those apparitions, those beautiful, beautiful apparitions. What does your noise mean? Weak Potion versus Swift Pot. I think I like Swift Pot quite a bit more. Ooh, acrobatic storm seals. Good point. That'd be fun. Thanks for the subscription, the Chief Abides. Thanks for loafing around for a month. Appreciate it. BRB, naming myself to be Meatloaf so that I can be Vegetablebread's arch nemesis. Ooh, that sounds nice. As a developer making a game about luchadors, getting into public feuds with people is definitely like on my to-do list. So if there's any way we can like start a public feud on Thon, I'm into it. I tried to start a feud with Redbeardy, but it kind of fizzled out. The Beardy feud resumes. I mean, I didn't have the heart to make it stick. You know, you have to be kind of mean to someone to start a feud, and like, I don't actually want to be mean to Redbeardy. I like Redbeardy. Okay, Pixel Noise. What are we gonna feud about? You're a mod though, but so you could feud in a pretty aggressive way. I win. Victory. Take that, Pixel Noise. Never mess with the best. Flex. All right, now we've done luchador stuff. Excellent. Do we pick calculated gamble? It's good for some of the same reasons acrobatics is good. Flex. I thought this was a silent run. We got prismatic shard. It's part of how the monitor works. I'm actually using an old CRT. We're using prismatic shard to split the beam. So I'm actually playing Ironclad, and the characters are silent. Oh hey, so we can use calculated gamble to discard the apparitions if we don't want to play them, but we could draw more apparitions. Yeah, I think I'm happy with the acrobatics. I'm not happy with the calculated gamble. Not anymore. I think we skip. Okay, another upgrade. Now we don't have a catalyst to upgrade. So we do an apparition. Is it just too hard to take a zero cost card in a Snecko deck? Not entirely. So I did talk about this earlier. A lot of the zero cost cards invest a lot of their power in being zero cost cards. So like, for example, shoot, what's that zero cost card that draws a card and blocks if it's a skill? Like that card is really like it's almost not even a card, right? It's like zero cost escape plan, zero cost, and it draws you a card. So you don't have to pay a card, you don't have to pay an energy, you don't really have to pay anything. The only time you have to pay for it is against the Heart, Time Lord, or Chosen, when your card efficiency matters. But it like gets all of its value out of being free, and if it's not free, then it breaks a little bit. And a lot of the zero cost cards do get a lot of their value out of being free. But for example, if there was like a better version of Neutralize that was like a choosable card, Neutralize doesn't really get any value out of being free. It's just a small attack. That's true, Gremlin Nub. Gremlin Nub, we could still fight Gremlin Nub. Gremlin Nub could be in this question mark. Could be hanging out there with his friend Taskmaster. What if we upgraded Tactician? We've got Survivor and Acrobatics for it now. Nah, I think we're probably just doing an Aberration. Ooh, maybe Crippling Cloud. Gosh, Crippling Cloud and Deadly Poison are both good upgrades too. 1,000 Cuts is not crazy. You get 2 copies of 1,000 Cuts instead. It just hasn't really seemed like we needed to delay the apparitions. I guess we're going to do apparition because it's Champ. And Champ like doesn't attack on some turns, so we want to be able to not play an apparition. And in order to do that, we need to upgrade it. Okay. Blood Vial or Key. Blood Vial heals us for a pretty tremendous fraction of our max HP here. Heals us for like 6% per fight. So if we take like a little bit of chip, Blood Vial would help us out. With the Apparition Orichalcum, we have just perfected a lot of fights though. So maybe this is our opportunity to take Sapphire Key. Our relic bar looks really sad. We only have 6 relics. So we could take Blood Vial just to like have an additional relic. But that's the kind of decision I would make if I wasn't making Life Coach impersonation. We're trying to do a Life Coach impersonation. We're trying to think really hard. So we should think like what the actual like correct pick is. That's true. The key slot is looking sad. So we have to choose one of these treasures, but we also have to choose sadness. Sadness is always with us. So if we take damage, it would be nice to be able to heal it. Money can't buy you love. You think it's okay to take key here? Chances are next time you see a key, the relic will be better than Blood Vial. Yeah, I think I agree with that in broad strokes. There's a lot of worse relics than Blood Vial, though. We could get, like... It's true, I watched Life Coach's stream, and it's, like, it's kind of jarring that he goes between, like, careful contemplation and then, like crazy, like, demon form impression. He's like, demon form! And you're like, what? It's like, getting super into it. Yeah, I do speak a little bit of German, but not enough to do so fluently. Or in high-tension moments. It's true, yeah, I think he definitely succeeds in making it fun. It's kind of a riot. I really enjoy Life Coach's stream. Sound effects. Es tut mir leid. Ein bisschen Deutsch. Yeah, exactly. If he didn't jazz it up at all, it would be super boring, but... Okay, sorry, we're thinking about what card to upgrade. Oh, no, we're not. We're done with that. We're taking Blood Vial or Sapphire Key. I think it's Key. Blood Vial's good, but Blood Vial's good, like, if we take damage, and I think the plan is to never take damage, basically. Because if we take damage, that damage, like, kills us really frequently. So let's take a key, and then try not to take damage. Whetstone, Ornamental Fan, and Abacus are the relics. If we were at 60% HP right now, it would be a harder pick. I see. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if we had, like, even if we were at 20, I guess 20 would be 66%, huh? Or approximately. Well, it kind of makes a massive difference, right? Like, having 2 extra HP per floor is like, you know, it's 6% of our max HP. So if it's actually hitting, it's healing us for a huge amount, but we're still liable to die at any moment. If we wanted marginal healing, we can just take a bandage up. It's even more marginal healing. If we're not taking damage, is Masterful Stab any good? I think no. Primarily because I don't want to pay, like, 2 energy for Masterful Stab. Because we have Snack Eye. What does Whetstone hit currently? We don't have any strikes, so it's like Eviscerate, Sneaky Strike, Poison Stab, and that's it. Oh, Finisher. We could remove Finisher and then buy it. Finisher's a pretty garbo card. Because Poison Stab, Sneaky Strike, and Eviscerate are pretty good upgrades. Oh, that's true, Neutralize. Neutralize is a pretty good upgrade, too. Pretty hard to proc Ornamental Fan in this deck. I was really hoping for, like, a Wraith form here. Or a Clockwork Souvenir or something. We could take a footwork. Yeah. Well, fan is useful. Fan makes it so that you can kill the heart with things that would kill you otherwise, right? That's the main use for fan, in my opinion. I think this is just like a card remove shop, unfortunately. Maybe unload? Because unload hits tactician and apparitions that we can't play. Decosts eviscerate. Also does damage, technically. We could do card remove, unload, and whetstone, and hope to hit the unload. It's not a huge upgrade, though. I think we're doing card remove, and let's see, what's the worst card in the deck? Is it Finisher? I keep saying that Tactician's bad, but then it's not really bad anymore because we have an Acrobatics now. I just realized that Unload and Second Wind are very similar. That's an interesting take. I don't know if I really buy that. I mean, they both do something to all skills. Does Life Coach roast the chat frequently? I saw him, yeah. Are you winning, son? Yeah. I do like removing Finisher. I think removing Finisher is correct. Oh, hey, there's a die-to-die, too, so that's another hit for Whetstone. Do we need Whetstone, though? Like, it's increasing our damage, but most of our damage is coming from poison at this point. It seems like a turn when we draw Unload, it's a turn when we don't draw something better. What if it's like card remove, footwork, backflip, abacus or something? That's like, those cards all block. We already have a footwork, so we'd be getting a second footwork. I do like footwork with Sneckoheim. Or I do like backflip. I'm not really a fan of footwork, though. I think we're going to stick to the apparition block plan for the moment. We need that Wraith form, though. If we don't find a Wraith form, we're going to run out of stuff before Act 4. Honestly, Whetstone, like, it makes us do more damage, and maybe that's bad, right? Like, we might not even be playing attacks against Champ. Because against Champ, we need to, like, build up our poison and then catalyst him to death before he purges it. Maybe we just go to a second shop. We can go fight the Mega Elite and then shop again, since this shop is bad. Yeah, I like the not for sale sign as well. It's like everything you see is for sale, but not the for sale thing. Okay, I think we're just gonna leave. Yeah, this shop is bad. I don't want to spend money on any of this stuff. There's no like bouncing flask here. There's no other catalyst. There's no wraith form. There's just like a lot of really good stuff that we could be finding, and none of it's this. Do we win a Mega Elite fight? I think we do. Do we want to go to a question mark? Maybe we're going to go to a fight. No, question marks are still good. Okay, alright, so let's leave. Go to a question mark. The book. 16 health is an awful lot. I wish we got the book early and then we got apparitions. That would have been sweet to not lose very much current HP because we just read the book. I think we might be no on the book here. It's good. But only the two that are always good are good. Necronomicon's not very good. I guess Necronomicon can double Sneaky Strike, which is cute. But do we really want to play a 2-energy attack? Seems like the answer is probably no. Get double Poison Stab. Double Eviscerate's kind of good. If we get like a Flex Pot double Eviscerate, that's a lot of damage. Ends up being 66 damage. We don't have the Blood Vial or the Bandage, so we can't heal. And we're about to go fight a Mega Elite, so we'd be in serious risk of dying. But two of the options are really good. How does Snecko Eye act with the Necronomicon? So, Necronomicon will double the attack if its current cost is 2 or more. So Snecko Eye sets the cost of an attack, and then, so even like Neutralize, we could play twice, if Snecko Eye deems it so. But if Sneaky Strike costs 0, it does not get played twice. I'm gonna read the book. I think we're either gonna perfect this elite or we're gonna die. So let's read the book and try to perfect it. Because all the books help us, right? Just not as much as we might like. Okay, and Curlden is probably the best one. Alright. Zero-cost footwork is great. Piercing Whale blocks this turn. It was 21 HP. Yeah, sorry, it is 21 HP. I was wrong. We could burst, dodge, and roll, and then alchemize. Let's use a Swift Pot if we're gonna alchemize this turn. Okay, I was hoping for a Crippling Cloud, but we didn't find one. Burst Survivor is better than burst, dodge, and roll. And better than wasting Piercing Whale on a non-multi-attack turn. I think we're not going to punch Mad Gremlins. We're going to let them die to poison. Summon a Sneaky Strike while we still have 3 energy. I guess we could Acrobatics to look for Crippling Cloud, but we'd have 0 energy to play it, so it's pretty unlikely to work. Are there any bad outcomes from that? Yes. If we get Eviscerate or Die to Die, these guys hit harder. I guess we're already blocked, though. It could hit Apparitions, though. We don't want to hit those, so we'll wait on Distill Chaos. Okay, be a good turn to be intangible. And we are going to be. Let's draw with backflip first. Okay. Get 1,000 cuts developed, play the apparition that we can't avoid playing. He can't attack next turn. He can't attack 2 turns in a row, so we're going to save this apparition. So we'd play exactly these cards if we Distilled Chaos. We don't want to play the apparition. I guess we're going to have to play the apparition next turn no matter what. So I'll just play it now. Um, 13 damage does 2 to each of these guys. They are both at 11 poison, although it's hard to see. So they're taking 11, then 10, so they are taking 21 damage, so doing 2 to them does make them die. That's true. We could have discarded the apparition next turn. That's good call out. So that makes them die next turn. And we'll save this one to try and burst it, maybe. Alright, let's look for Burst. Sneaky Strike is free. Wow, no Burst, huh? One of the bottom two cards. We can't draw anymore. Yep, that's it. Okay, well I guess we just Eviscerate on Leader and Catalyst. Which sets up lethal. Great fight. Awesome. Well, we perfected it as planned. Very nice. And we're rewarded with a boot. Choke, setup, and prepared are all quite bad. I did consider taking a prepared a while ago, but that was before the acrobatics, so definitely not anymore. Boot can be good. Alright, let's go get a Wraith form. Come on, Wraith form. Ooh, second burst is really nice. Malaise, I think, is probably not in the deck. It's probably just like burst card remove here. Haven't seen a single copy of Well-Laid Plans or a Wraith form yet. Gotta keep our eyes out for those. Is Lightning in a Bottle good with anything? Absolutely. Lightning in a Bottle on Crippling Cloud Plus is super good. It's not off the table to do an Apparition as well. Although that's not good against the heart, so doing things that are bad against the heart is usually not a good idea. Burst card remove leaves us with like 60-ish gold. It's 56. Theoretically enough to afford a potion, but we have a dupe pot and a fairy in a bottle, so that's not happening. We could Regal Pillow to go to full health. Rests are always pretty unimpressive after apparitions, so Regal Pillow sort of restores those to actually working. But I think we're probably trying to never rest again. If we're burst card removing, what are we removing? Thousand Cuts, Dodge and Roll, Neutralize. Yeah, those seem like the worst cards. Probably Thousand Cuts. Do we ever buy Regal Pillow? What if it's Regal Pillow Burst? I don't think it is. I think it's card remove burst. Try to keep perfecting stuff. Yeah, I mean we were trying to never rest again, but like maybe that's a bad idea. It's kind of what I was thinking. Thousand Cuts is worse than Neutralize with Snake Eye. Yep. I think maybe. I guess Neutralize is pretty bad because we have a lot of weak from Crippling Cloud, so probably card removes on Neutralize. Good point. Malaise can definitely be okay. Malaise is at its best against Act 2 elites and then the heart. Those are sort of the best places for Malaise. I guess it's also pretty good against Act 3 bosses and Spire Spear, so it's good during the end game. Here's an oddball. What about Sadistic Nature? We could do like Sadistic Nature card remove. Sadistic Nature makes Crippling Cloud do an additional 6 AoE damage. It's probably not good enough for the end game. Yeah, fumes is kind of necessary for sadistic nature. We don't really have that. Yeah, 6 AoE, extra AoE damage sounds really impressive at the beginning of the game. It sounds pretty sad at the end of Act 2. Alright, let's do the card remove burst. Okay. Does sadistic make for a good beta art? That's funny, but I don't want it as the regular art. Question mark can get us like ancient writing or like tomb or other good stuff. Could get us thwack. I think thwack is good. All right, let's do it. This doesn't kill us, although it's close. We could do this and then rest. This makes me wish I had a pillow. But usually you want this here, right? So I think let's just take this. I'm pretty sure this doesn't kill us, right? So we'd go up to 43. Yeah, let's just take the healing. Who needs that blood vial? We're going to keep trying to perfect stuff, I think. Which is going to be very challenging in this fight. I think Crippling Cloud gets the next upgrade with 2 bursts. We really want those Crippling Clouds to hit hard. Deadly Poison also gets bonus poison. But Crippling Cloud gets weak as well. And gets 3 on the upgrade instead of 2. So I think we'll upgrade a Crippling Cloud here. Alright. Time to fight Champ. We have Dupe Pot and 2 copies of Burst. So we should be able to... Ooh, we've generated well-laid plans too. Should be able to set up a really nice catalyst. So let's play well-laid plans and apparition since he's attacking right now. And then do we eviscerate or poison stab? I think we might want to start up on the poison right now. That's poison stab. Okay. And I think we just hold the apparition. Thousand Guts seems good. We can't avoid playing the apparition, so maybe we burst it. Unless we like backflip into a discard. Backflip into acrobatics, discards apparition. I think we just burst it. Do we not hold on to this one then anymore? Seems like we don't need it for next turn. So maybe we hold on to the Sneaky Strike for potential extra energy. Yeah, we're probably going to Acrobatics Tactician next turn. So Sneaky Strike's going to be really good. Okay. You can say it's awkward. I kind of like it. Tends to work out pretty well. Alright, so Acrobatics on Tactician causes a shuffle right now. Do we want Burst to be in that shuffle? I think we do. So let's burst the Crippling Cloud and then Acrobatics Tactician. I guess I'll put Deadly Poison in the shuffle too. Ooh, we redrew the burst right away. Do we just go right now? So we have 2 energy. If we burst Catalyst, if we burst Dupe Pot Catalyst, what happens? So we've played Catalyst 3 times. So we end up multiplying his poison times 27. And we kill him, like, this turn, right? Yeah, Sneaky Strike is better than free here. I guess we might as well play it. Do we want to try and save the Duke pot? No, we've got a we've got an alchemized. There's no point in saving it. Right? Because it triples it from 20 to 60, and then from 60 to 180, and then from 180 to a million. So yeah, let's do it. Okay, great. Bye. There's the Wraith form. We asked for it and we got it. Okay. Obviously, Wristblade's here, right? I'm surprised this isn't a valid URL. Why hasn't anyone made that a URL? Is .gif a registered URL? Or a TLD? Yeah, Caller I think is the pick here, right? Because we're like in a lot of trouble with Snecko giving us 3 energy, and we've been looking for a 4th for a long time. So Caller would be really nice. I guess Wristblade does occasionally hit Eviscerate, which is pretty sick. So a quarter of the time we draw Eviscerate, it randomly does 30 damage instead of 18, which is nice. I like that. Slaver's Collar gives us extra energy in the hardest fights in the game, which are the fights we're going to do soon. Slaver's Collar does not help mitigate Snecko being a jerk in hallway fights and getting us killed, which is kind of problematic. But I think we should be able to avoid that. There's also a couple of important fights, like when you fight 2 Orb Walkers for a rare relic, you don't get energy from Slaver's Collar. What does Calling Bell do? Probably gives us like a little bit of energy, a little bit of strength scaling, and something random, and like generally unhelpful. Could get like Kunai and Shuriken, which don't help anything. Could give us Specimen, which would be amazing, obviously, but I don't think we need it. And the Curse is not that bad, though. The Curse is pretty fine. But I think we need the Collar. Yeah, I don't think the upside of Calling Bell is ever as high as the upside of Slaver's Collar. And Calling Bell has like an alarming downside. So let's pick Slaver's Collar. Awakened One should be pretty easy for us. We don't have any powers to speak of. I guess we have Thousand Cuts and Wraith Form, but those shouldn't matter too much. Probably avoiding shops. What do we think about question marks? Actually, I'm gonna talk about this after I get back from a short break. Be right back. What do you mean by Def Life Coach stream now? Because it did take lots of breaks. There's a 3 elite path here. Go this one and then these 2. We could also do this one and then these 2, or... actually, there's a 4 elite path? No, that's not true. Not without wing boots. Okay, let's think about the Act 3 events. We got Falling, Mind Bloom, Secret Portal, Sensory Stone, Sphere, Maui Head, Tomb of the Red Lord, Lord Red Mask, and Winding Halls. Falling's probably good for us. Worst Falling event is like Wraith Form, Apparition Plus, and Viscerate, and we just get rid of the Viscerate. The attack is always going to be the easy choice there. So that's fine. I'm not afraid of Falling. Mind Bloom's obviously super good. Secret Portal's bad. We don't want that. Sensory Stone's good. Secret Portal can't spawn below a certain floor, right? Nope, it says any. Interesting. Sensory Stone's great. How much health would we give to Sensory Stone? Yeah, we found the Wraith form on the boss reward. Pretty excited about that. So we could get like a what would be good? I guess just like the 15 negative strength one is good. The one that does AoE weak or vulnerable. Vulnerable is less useful than weak for apparition stripping. Not too excited about colorless cards for Sensory Stone. Sphere's good. I'm pretty sure we win that fight pretty easily. So that should be fine. Maui Head is bad. We don't want that. Wait, I don't know. Can you get Maui Head if you have Bloody Idol? It says specifically lose Golden Idol. But yeah, we've already given it up, so I don't think we're offered that. And then Winding Halls. Winding Halls is bad always. So there's some good ones and some bad ones. It's not a slam dunk. Sphere and Mind Bloom are super good. Falling's okay. Tomb of the Lord Red Mask is not good. So I guess we're not super excited about question marks. Fights are actually pretty good too, because we've been perfecting fights, and we could get like another copy of Wraith Form or a Noxious Fumes or something. Second Catalyst. It's kind of my wish list. Shops are okay. Probably don't want to do a shop this act, to be honest. So I think we're doing like this line. And doing the 2 elites. If we want more fights, we could do this one. It's actually not that many more fights. Still 2 question marks early, which is 2 question marks early. Yeah, it's the same. It's the exact same path, actually. Oh, there's 1 extra fight because it's this instead of that. Okay. I guess we could do this and get none of those question marks. But then we're skipping a fire too. Probably need the fire for recall. Let's go this way because it's got more choices. This way feels kind of locked in. Okay, Orblings. Classic Act 3 Greeting Squad. We can Survivor Sneaky Strike for positive energy. Survivor also discards Tactician for positive energy. Don't want a Catalyst yet, that's for sure. I guess we triple Apparition with the burst. Okay. Gonna need to find some Crippling Clouds, and then we should be all set here. Got another burst apparition. Let's see what Alchemize wants to do. Flex pot. Right. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to line up a burst with a Crippling Cloud. Not a huge deal, but not great. We do actually have to play dodge and roll, or else we're not blocking enough, because Orichalcum's not going to trigger. Probably going to try and land a Catalyst on that middle guy. Got poison on the outside ones, such that they are dying sooner. We can burst Catalyst. Oh wait, no, we can't afford that. Oh, we can afford it. So then he would die right now. He's dying. No, he's actually not dying next turn. He's one off dying. So if we Catalyst middle guy and then Sneaky Strike outside guy? What if we Catalyst middle guy and then Poison Stab front guy? So he would go up to 18. And he would go up to 14. So everybody would be like one off. And then we'd like play Crippling Cloud or Die 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 or something to finish it up. It seems okay. I guess he would be dead to Bronze Scales. Alright, just gotta do 3 damage to this guy. Eviscerate does that. Cool. Spooky Ghost. Alright. Let's go. Healing with the Bloody Idol. Back to full health. Cool. Blade Dance, Quick Slash, and Flying Knee. Those are garbage. We don't have a choice. Let's do this. Infinite blades. So many blades. I guess I'll play it. Do we just play both apparitions? I guess we can play this apparition and then Survivor this one and play Deadly Poison. Okay. Maybe that wasn't wise, because now I need to find an apparition next turn as well. Which I didn't. I guess I can play Wraith Form, but not the same. Let's drink the Flex Pot. Gets a little bit extra damage with Shiv, and we want to play Alchemize this turn, so... We have Eviscerate here too, but I don't think we're playing that. Second Flex Spot, okay, sure. You do you. No Burst Apparition this turn. I guess it's Apparition, Crippling Cloud plus. And we have only one Apparition left in the deck. It's the one we discarded on turn 1. But we also have a Catalyst. We can't... Oh, I guess we have an intangible right now, so we can just play Catalyst and win. Okay. Great. Alright. Dupot's miles better than Flexbot. Pick a third Crippling Cloud. Or a Predator. Predator's not bad. Third Crippling Cloud's pretty nice too, though, with the burst. Get rid of all the artifact charges. Get some more poison in the deck. Crippling Cloud can be bursted and Predator can't. We've got 2 bursts in the deck. I think that probably tilts us toward Crippling Cloud if we want a third one. Maybe we just skip though. Seems like we've got enough poison. I would still take Noxious Fumes, I think. Or like a bouncing flask, or corpse explosion. Then why not crippling cloud? Well, crippling cloud only does 4, right? Those other ones, like noxious fumes does infinite, bouncing flask does 12 if upgraded, although crippling cloud does 7 if upgraded. Corpse explosion does 6, 9 if upgraded. So they're all bigger than crippling cloud. So I think, yeah, I think we're the bar's a little bit higher than third crippling cloud can reach. And I think that means no predator too. I think this deck is pretty good. I don't really need predator. I'm junking it up. Is predator really junking it up? Because playing predator for 0 and then drawing 9 cards seems very good. Also, it does 15 damage. Which is not to be ignored. Helps to draw like Burst and Catalyst together, Burst and Apparition. I think I will take a Predator. I guess it's better than Crippling Cloud. Okay. Match and keep. Is this our second match and keep of the run? I didn't know that could happen. We're willing to take a Storm Steel. Helps us discard apparitions. Can hit Tactician. I think the answer's still no, though. It's just not a very good card. No, we don't want to neutralize. Nope, no finisher. And I do not want to risk a regret. Okay. Well, we dodged it. It's usually a pretty good outcome. I think I talked about going this way. That means we have to rest. We have to recall at this fire, which is a little scary. Oh wait, no, there's another fire here. Okay. Alright, footwork cost 0. I guess we'll backflip first, because we could draw 1,000 cuts. Footwork is getting played. Predator and Sneaky Strike are getting played. And then is it like Burst Crippling Cloud or Burst Apparition Minus? I think it's Burst Crippling Cloud. Let's get this poison train started. We can Burst Catalyst, taking his poison from 13 to 39, and then from 39 to 100 and some, which seems like it would end the fight in pretty short order, which seems good. And then I guess Eviscerate, because why not? Okay. Alright. Very well, the Maw. Who's the Maw now? Second Piercing Whale. Seems like we need Piercing Whales, and we don't really have very many. We just have one. I think a second one is very appropriate. We've got Burst. Removes artifact charges. We need that for poison to hit. There's lots of multi-attacks late in the game. Piercing Whale is a really good card. Okay. Let's do this homie fight. It's a snake plant. Run. No burst available here. We do have a piercing whale oil, so we can just block with that. If for some reason we want to save the apparition. If we play Predator and he switches to Curse, we'd have to play Sneaky Strike. We'd still be able to afford apparition after that. Okay. He did switch to Curse, okay. Piercing Whale causes him to lose 6, so he would go down to 3 times 3, which is more than Orichalcum blocks for, but only by 3. So we could save the apparition. As long as we're taking less than 5 in the fight, then damage doesn't matter. That's also presuming we don't die later. I think presuming we don't die is pretty reasonable here. Okay. How much poison does Crippling Cloud Burst Dupe Pot Catalyst do? I think enough is probably the answer. What about like Crippling Cloud Poison Stab Burst No Dupe Pot Catalyst? So this does 10 poison and 6 physical, so he'd be at 136, 126, ugh. 126 with 10 poison, gets tripled to 30 and then 90. So it's not lethal. And then we wouldn't have enough energy to Apparition. Oh wait, yeah we would, because we can Survivor Tactician? No, that's not the same thing. If this Tactician was upgraded, we'd get 2 energy. We've had a lot of stress on our ability to upgrade cards. We want to upgrade Wraith Forms still. The Apparitions still need upgrades. Deadly Poison still wants one. Both the Piercing Whales. Tactician's probably in front of the Piercing Whales in line, but still. Well, what do we do then? I guess trying to save the Dupe Pot all the way for the bosses is probably unwise. And I could just take lethal now. Okay, what if we burst Crippling Cloud and then Acrobatics and get another burst? And if we don't get another burst, we just play Apparition. And we just try to circle back to Catalyst. I think trying to save the Dupe Pot's probably correct. Alright, so let's burst Crippling Cloud then. Oh, we can't afford this Apparition. Oops. I guess we play the 0-cost one then. We've been offered another solution. And we don't play the Poison Stab. The poison's nice, but we don't want to get cursed. Okay. Okay. So he's cursing. So we need to do something about that. Eviscerate is our only option. And it only changes his mind once. And then he will attack us. Gross. If we like 1,000 Cuts, Burst, Piercing Whale, Dupe Pot, Poison Stab, I think we split him. So 1,000 Cuts, and then this is 3 cards. This would be 3 AoE, and this would do... The first one would do 7. So actually, no, that wouldn't split him. It would do 1 damage, but it wouldn't cause him to change his intention. Because it's only attack damage. Right? Yeah, attack damage. I guess we just take a curse then. Darn. Guess I should have taken lethal that previous turn. Catalyst makes lethal soon. Apparition means we are done. Okay, well, that was too bad. Do we ever take Reflex? We've got a Acrobatics. No, I don't think so. 3rd Piercing Whale. 2 of them have been offered in a row now. I think I'll take a 3rd one, sure. Alright, let's fight an elite. Ooh, Nemesis. Super spooky ghost man. I guess I'll play this if it's free. I guess acro for 0, try and find a burst. We did. Tools does equal free sneaky, kinda. Still depends on the Snecko cost. I guess we've got some extra energy, so I'll backflip. I'll still burst Crippling Cloud. We need to get the poison going. Do Catalyst now. Triples him from 14 to 42. But he takes 42 damage right now. I think we do Catalyst now. Maybe this is the dupe pop. If we dupe pot, he dies, right? 42 to... No, actually, he goes to 100 and... Takes 120... 132. Wait, no, 126. Whatever, it doesn't matter. As long as it's more than 80, kills him in 2 turns. Yeah, so it only buys us 1 turn if we dupe pot now. We already worked so hard to save it. I'll discard a Tactician, please. Thank you. Okay. Piercing Whale blocks this turn, but we might as well save it because we're going to play that Apparition and probably the Wraith form. Alright, pretty sure we block for free from here on out. Be nice to burst an Apparition just to be sure. Okay, your move, burn guy. We could discard either Tactician or burn. Both good. I guess both is probably the answer. Just kind of messing around here. Oh, we have boot. We should have made more value out of our boot. Here, this is for the boot value. Get booted, Nemesis. He did get quite a few burns into our deck. We shouldn't do that. That would make me actually take damage. Oh, no, it wouldn't. Yeah, it would. I would take 1 damage if I did that. Oh, we almost got him. If we draw a 0-cost attack, we get him. Oh, wait, now I'm taking the 1 damage. Darn it. Oh, well. I guess we heal up at the end of the fight, right? So, 1 off. Oh wait, does he die to... No, he dies to poison after the burns hit us. Alright, whatever. Shuriken. Okay. No, I don't think we... No regrets on taking the Apparitions. Apparitions have been great. Concentrate's kind of okay. We didn't take a Reflex a couple of floors ago. If we're not taking a Reflex, we're not taking Concentrate. I think we're just skipping all these. Sneaky Strike is close. Dagger Throw is no. Okay, Smith and Recall both seem okay here. I'm going to Recall now, just in case we have to heal after this Elite fight. On the flip side... We could upgrade a Wraith form and have a whole nother turn of Intangible in the deck. Currently we have 5, maybe 6 if we burst an Apparition. This would take us up to 6, maybe 7. Having 7 turns of Apparition is really good. All right, let's take an upgrade. Might mean we don't have to rest. Could be the difference. Second Darklings of the game so far. Got a free Alchemize that's been doing a whole lot of nothing in the deck of late. We actually don't have a way to block. So we're gonna have to rely on like Piercing Whale and Orichalcum here. So it means he'd hit for 5 and he'd hit for 7. So it's 12 coming in. So we actually lose more than the 5 we auto-heal. It's true. Oh, I mean, Alchemize has been good in the run. It's just not good now. Maybe Acrobatics saves us. Let's make some room. And, well, wait. If we Acrobatics, we're not playing Piercing Whale? That's true, we can dupe Whale. Good point, and that would free up room for Alchemize. This doesn't seem like an emergency, though. But maybe it is? But we got the Alchemize right now. Like, what are we saving this dupe pot for? I mean, dupe pot Catalyst is super good, though. Actually, how do we win the Awakened One fight? Because we have to Catalyst one of the 2 phases and not the other one. And we only have, like, 7 turns to do it. Because we don't have 2 Catalysts. But dupe pot doesn't really help solve that problem. So I think I will spend the dupe pot now. Very weird situation, but dupe pot Piercing Whale it is. We get a speed pot back. Useless. Again with the having difficulty blocking. It's probably just like Wraith form Deadly Poison die to die. That seems fine. I guess he's at higher health, so Deadly Poison him. Normally you want to kill the outside 2 first, but we kind of just want to kill them all at the same time here. We have to choose between Burst Apparition and Crippling Cloud. I think we need to play the Crippling Cloud, so I think I'll just single play everything. Crippling Cloud Apparition. And then I guess just play the Apparition. Okay. Catalyst on him seems like the line. He's dying in 2 turns, so that's fine. He's dying now. So I think that's lethal. So I'll just press end turn. Okay. Explosive Pot is not great, but it's probably better than Speed Pot. There's the Fumes. And a Prepared Plus. I said Prepared Plus was a maybe earlier. I think Fumes is pretty good, though. Fumes is a possible answer to, like, how we kill Awakened One, too. How do we kill Awakened One? This is a big problem for the deck. We currently, like, have no plan for Awakened One. Yeah, I guess Prepared was better, like, before Acrobatics. That was kind of a long time ago at this point. Alright, I'll take a Fumes. And trade out a Speed Fire for an Explosive Pot. Toxic Egg? You're late. Where have you been all run, Toxic Egg? It's 11 o'clock. Alright. Good fight for Crippling Cloud. I guess it's also a good fight for Explosive Pot, and we do have an Alchemize here. We have another Crippling Cloud. I think I'm going to skip the Crippling Cloud to get Alchemize in there. Yeah, which would you rather get? A late Act 3 egg or an Act 1 bottle? I feel like both of those are equivalently sad, although eggs in general are much better than bottles. Apparition's gonna happen. I think I like Explosive Pot here. Explosive Pot Alchemize better than Crippling Cloud. They both do AoE damage, but Crippling Cloud means that we can Alchemize Poison Stab, which helps kill Exploder this turn. Or soon. I guess we could just Poison Stab Predator and skip the Alchemize. But I'm pretty keen on that Alchemize. Dex bot. Useless. I think I disagree with you on Act 1 bottles. Act 1 bottles are quite bad. Alright. Let's Wraith form. That means the Exploder is no longer a threat, because we're guaranteed to be intangible when he goes off. It also means we're intangible now, so we only take 1 damage to Spiker. I'll go ahead and just toss the other apparition too. Okay. Let's play the Fumes and Deadly Poison. Shiv somebody who doesn't damage return us. Okay. There's the Crippling Cloud. Damage for everyone. You get a damage. You get a damage. You get a damage. Burst end turn, so we can end turn next fight too. There's another prepared plus. He's like, wait, I thought you said I could come if I got an upgrade. No. Sorry, prepared. The decision's been made. We're gonna go this way because we want the extra fire. Question mark's okay too. Very expensive red mask. Not impossible. Red mask is quite good because if the second fight is Donu Deka, we need to strip artifact charges. For the Spire Sisters, we need to strip artifact charges. So this is not impossible. We do get an Act 4 shop. This is pretty expensive for a red mask, but I'm considering it. We also already have marbles, so we would actually get to strip both of the artifact charges off of the Spire Sisters if we go for the red mask right now. It's true we can't buy anything Act 4, but do we need to buy anything Act 4? Like, we'd be excited to see another Wraith form, but I think we're okay with Against the Heart with 7 intangible. And like Noxious Fumes and Burst Catalyst. I think we're getting there for the Heart. I'm not too worried about that. I'm mostly just worried about Awakened One at this point. And this, I mean, there's no shop before Awakened One, right? So if we're only making decisions based on Awakened One, we buy this. Are we only making decision around the Awakened One? Not really. Yeah, right. It doesn't really help. I mean, it could help us block turn 1, like the weak might actually do something. But turn 1 against Awakened One is not like a huge threat. It is a threat. But yeah, it's a pretty small help for Awakened One here. So I think we're gonna skip it. But worth considering. Usually I don't buy red mask unless it's like 100 gold or less. But it's a really good red mask here. Okay. Noxious Fumes. What about Dexpot Survivor the Apparition? Try and save it. This can be kind of a long fight. And we'd only take 3 damage. I think I'm okay taking 3 damage. Clears up the slot as well. I mean, we can clear up the slot whenever we need to, but... Alright. 1,000 cuts. I guess we play the Alchemize now. Ooh. It's a pretty good turn for an energy pot. Alright, let's see what Backflip has. Womp womp. Doesn't help us do practically anything. I'll play the dodge and roll just to get an extra slow proc. It's probably the best dodge and roll has been all run. Hasn't done much. Burst Crippling Cloud. We can Burst Crippling Cloud, Energy Pot, Catalyst Predator. Or actually, I guess it's better to Crippling Cloud, Burst Catalyst Predator. That takes us up to 17 poison, and this 9 times 17 is 130 some. That seems sufficient. Okay. Gonna need some intangibles, though. As though they knew I was talking about them. Spooky Ghost. Meal ticket's nice. I like that. Second grand finale that's been offered this run. Honestly, we almost can do a grand finale. We've got like a acrobatics. Sometimes we get offered a well-laid plans from Enkerelden, but I think no. Caltrops could help our damage against the heart. I think we're okay with damage against the heart. I think we're no on Sneaky Strike too. Skipping them all. Alright, up next is... I think we are recalling here. Just in case we need to rest at the last one. So let's go ahead and recall. Alright, Rectomancer is our final boss before the final bosses finally begin. Bossing us around. We have 2 Noxious Fumes. Let's see. Probably using Fire Pot and Eviscerate this turn. Eviscerate knocks 1 down. Fire Pot doesn't quite knock 1 down. But maybe with 1,000 Cuts or Die to Die it does. I guess we can't play 1,000 Cuts and Eviscerate. I wish that Fire Pot worked with Vulnerable. It seems like it should be an attack. I'm attacking you with a Fire Potion. Nope. Video games. Yeah, it's kind of a rough turn. Snack ladies. Snack eye. That seems like it's bad for us. We're almost guaranteed to get intangible next turn, though. We've got 4 cards that are hits, and we're drawing 7 out of 21. I guess almost guaranteed isn't a bit of an oversell about how confident I can be about that. So maybe we just don't try to block this turn, and we just, like, Piercing Whale Survivor. Or don't try to kill them. And hold the potion. Seems scary. Yeah, I mean, kinda. But if we play Eviscerate and Survivor, we actually can't play anything else, so it's not really free. The pair of them cost 2. Alright, I think we're just gonna go with the we're gonna draw intangible next turn line. We did draw intangible this turn. And thank goodness for that. Alright, I think we play these both and we alchemize, so let's go ahead and use the fire pot on Snake Lady. All the daggers are going to be dead by the time our apparitions wear off. I guess let's see what this is first. Plated armor. Actually, I'm going to use the plated armor right now. They're attacking... Oh no, they're attacking exactly 6 times, so never mind. I thought they were attacking too many times for Orichalcum to handle, but that's not true. Okay. Spooky Ghost time? Seems like... I would like to play Crippling Cloud, though. Next turn has a guaranteed burst apparition in it. Yeah, seriously, we would take so much chip damage if it weren't for Orichalcum. I think no Spooky Ghost this turn. We just play Crippling Cloud. We need to be ready to play Catalyst when it comes back. Alright. We can play Burst Apparition, Crippling Cloud. Maybe we do need to upgrade these bursts. If they're going to keep costing 0, I need more of them. I guess we could just, like, patiently wait for Reptomancer to die to Noxious Fumes. It's, like, apparently something we can do. Alright. It's not the greatest Catalyst I've ever seen, but it doesn't need to be. We've got Intangible for 4 turns, it seems like plenty. Yeah, it's too bad that our 0-cost Burst Plus isn't any better. It's really dragging us down. Okay. Act 3 accomplished. Horncleat's nice. Ooh, second acrobatics. This one's upgraded. Yeah, this is probably the best Orichalcum I've ever had. We're basically just like leaning hard on that Orichalcum. A lot of times it's like a pretty forgettable relic, but this time not so much. It is going to get overpowered by the heart a little bit. We're going to end up taking 11 on the multi-attack turn, I would imagine. I think I'm into acrobatics. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. We've already gotten our red key, so we can just get an upgrade here, because we perfected that fight too. We talked about upgrading Burst. Tactician needs an upgrade. Apparitions, Deadly Poison. I don't know. Seems like Apparition needs it the most. Maybe not. Do it and don't look back. I mean, Burst Plus is amazing, so no doubt. Burst Plus is quite good. We don't have any energy relics, though. I mean, I guess we have a Slaver's Collar. Yeah, you know what? Every fight from now on, we are a 4 energy deck. So maybe Burst Plus is more likely to hit. Because getting a Burst Plus on an Apparition, like, and a Crippling Cloud is like game-breakingly good. So I think Burst and Apparition are sort of the tier 1 of upgrades here, and then it's like Noxious Fumes and Deadly Poison for slightly faster lethals. Yeah, I think I'm actually on Team Burst. I'm convinced. Okay. Okay, I don't know how we win this fight yet. Maybe we'll figure it out. Sure, plated steel. Uh-oh. Alright, Acrobatics for 0 seems great. Do we just spend an Apparition right away? Yeah, it's a good Snecko Eye turn. Yeah, it's true. It's been making cheap alchemizes, that's for sure. Alright, let's see what this does. Okay. Oops, all Crippling Clouds, apparently. Well, we can't play both, but we're definitely playing one. Do we always do Eviscerate on Awakened one? I think we're trying to save Catalyst for second phase. I think we have to kill Awakened one really quickly, is the problem. So these guys will just die to Crippling Clouds in time, right? And we've got enough time, so we're not going to worry about them. So Eviscerate always goes on Awakened one. Okay. We could just Piercing Wail. We're not taking that much damage this turn. He goes down to 10. Actually, we block out with Piercing Wail. That's great. So we save an Apparition. We want to burst every Apparition, basically. Oh, I forgot he was already weak, so I got the math slightly wrong. Okay, well, that's fine. There's Burst Catalyst. Hooray! Piercing Wail blocks out this turn. We can, like, Piercing Wail burst Deadly Poison. That seems good. This is a really good start. I guess we are losing this Apparition, though. Okay, it doesn't really matter if we play it or not. Oh wait, that was the Burst Plus, so we get Apparition for next turn, too. Well, that's nice. Yeah, I almost just didn't play it. That would have been very bad. We are missing a way to discard here. So, I guess we're playing Apparition and Fumes. Burst Wraith form. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we can't discard it, so we have to play it. Drunk on potions! Like, Serge Brisbane says, expert player, that's right. We're doing our best, life coach impersonation, right? So Noxious Fumes makes him stronger, but makes him die sooner, too. And we don't really care how strong he is, because we block with Intangible. Okay. We can Survivor Sneaky Strike for net 0 energy, which is fun. Does damage. Deadly Poison does more damage than Predator as long as the fight goes 4 more turns. I'm not sure exactly how many turns I expect the fight to go. Or the phase 1 of the fight. Do we need to draw 2 extra cards next turn? Seems like we might need to burst Apparition next turn. Burst Crippling Cloud is also here. Okay, let's draw extra cards next turn because it sets up Burst Crippling Cloud. And I think no Wraith form yet. Yeah, we want to keep blocking with apparitions if we can. And it seems like maybe we can. No burst. That's surprising. We have 9 cards in hand. 3, 6, 9. So acrobatics is not safe. We can play Poison Stab and then Acrobatics to clear out some room. We do have a Crippling Cloud. We can just play Crippling Cloud Apparition. We got both bursts in the bottom. I guess we can just play Apparition Acrobatics for only 2 cards, and then maybe get a burst anyway. It's +1 energy, that's weird. So now we can Poison Stab and Crippling Cloud Apparition. But we still have to Crippling Cloud Apparition, we can't dupe either. Okay. So these guys are dead now. And we just have to figure out how we're solving Awaken One. Piercing Wail fixes this turn. We can just burst Piercing Wail. Actually, we might just be able to block this turn with Burst Double Backflip. I guess it only blocks for 10. He's hitting for quite a bit more. Blocks for 14 with Dex Pop. He's hitting for 28. I guess we might as well see what it is. We can't. I don't want to use Catalyst, I don't think. Because we, like, in phase 1, we've got our Crippling Clouds to help apply the original poison to Awakened One. Yeah, but we don't have any clouds left for that, so we're relying on this Deadly Poison to get us started, and the Noxious Fumes and the Poison Stab. So we're going to need Catalyst to win that phase. But are we really saying we're going to stay in this phase for like 8 more turns? Because we definitely don't survive that. Like, we can block him this turn, but like, what about next turn? Is there like any way to block next turn? We have like dodge and roll and that's it. I guess Survivor. Yeah, I'm not sure what the plan is here. But we can block this turn with Piercing Wail, so we probably should. Maybe with the Dex Pot somehow? Alright, so we'll build up some block for next turn, because we're going to need to block with cards. That actually almost blocks out, so we could save a Piercing Wail. Yeah, that does block out, because with the plated armor. So we'll save the Piercing Wail, that's good. And then get in some extra damage. Okay. Maybe? Alright, Survivor blocks for 10. That blocks out. We're doing it. Sneaky Strike is energy positive. Eviscerate does a bunch of damage. We got a Strength proc. Oh my god. Shuriken. What? Was there a Shuriken in this run? Turns out there's a Shuriken. Okay. We're gonna need that Piercing Wail back. It's only a couple cards away, but we can't draw any. So we need, like, Burst, Dodge, and Roll to be way better than it looks like it is. This seems scary. Can we split him this turn? Our max damage is like 1,000 cuts, die, Sneaky Strike, Abyss. So if we do our max damage, it's 1,000 cuts. Sneaky strike, that does 12. This does 15, so 27. And then this will do... We'll actually get another strength proc. This one will do 22. So it's 27 plus 22, which is 49, which is not close. He is only doing 40, so if we block at all, he just takes the fairy and doesn't actually kill us. But in order to block at all, we have to play dodge and roll, which costs 3. I mean, yeah, I guess I don't see an alternative, so we're playing dodge and roll. And maybe we can get lethal next turn without Catalyst. Yeah. Okay, he's taking 42, goes to 27. 16 plus 17 is 23. 26? Are you serious? Darn. I guess we block out with Survivor. Sorry, I have to count that again. 42 minus 69, or 69 minus 42 is 27. 27 minus 16 is 11. Poison Stab does 10. Yep. Wow. What a jerk. We can't use Catalyst because then we lose. So I guess we just take 2. I mean, we take 2 and then he dies in 2 turns, right? This is fine. If we Piercing Wail Catalyst, he dies with 0 strength. Then what? Like, burst backflip somehow wins? I don't think so. We need the Piercing Wails? Yeah, I want to save the Piercing Wail, but if we can take away 4 strength now, that's permanent strength loss from phase 2, right? Yeah, if Poison Stab Predator was lethal, I think I would play the Piercing Wail. So he does reset. He resets in kind of a complicated way. He purges all debuffs, but then he also purges all buffs. I think that temporary strength... let's see. How does this work? Yeah, so if you get his strength to -2, he'll purge the -2, but he won't get back the 4 that he had. I'm not quite sure how to describe that, what he does exactly. I guess he just, like, purges all effects, maybe? Because different bosses interact with Piercing Wail during their split in different ways. Man, I wish we had 1 more damage. I can't use the Catalyst though, right? Oh, he does die to Thorns, that's true. We would die though. Is it worth the fairy? We get to save Catalyst. I think we need the fairy to block the, like, a big attack in the second phase. What's his second phase big attack? It's like 20 damage. It's 40 damage. Yeah, we need the fairy to block that. We need Piercing Wail to block a tackle. Well, wait. The tackle does 10 damage even with no strength. How the hell are we surviving that? I don't think we are. I think we're dying to... dying to the second phase no matter what we do here. Well, next turn we do get to develop the, like, 1,000 cuts and the accuracy, maybe. Alright. I mean, we get it out of the deck, right? It's got some value. So Eviscerate doesn't actually kill him. I needed it to like actually kill him if we wanted to play Accuracy 1000 Cuts, because I don't want to give him Strength. Do we want these cards for the second phase? This actually seems like a pretty ideal second phase starting hand. Got Burst, Backflip, and Acrobatics and Dodge and Roll. So I think we're pretty okay with him splitting just like this. We don't get any value out of like Burst Deadly Poison or anything. Eviscerate doesn't do anything. Yeah, I think we're just staying right there. Okay, he is attacking for the big one first, so I'm glad we have the fairy to block that. I guess maybe we Wraith form here anyway. And just hope that after that he does the big attack, because like if we don't Wraith form, how do we block next turn, right? We just can't. There's like literally no way, right? So we have to Wraith form now if we want to survive. I guess Piercing Wail, but Piercing Wail's in our hand now, right? Like we can't generate a Piercing Wail, so I'm assuming we can't block this. Is that right? We can Burst plus Dodge and Roll Backflip, which is about the most block this deck can generate. I guess we also have Burst Acrobatics, so we can draw 8 cards this turn, so maybe we can draw back to Wraith form. So this blocks for 1326, so we would still definitely die. Yeah, first Acro is energy positive. Alright, I think we just Wraith form here. We'll draw back to the Piercing Wail for a multi-attack once he's done killing us. And then let's Burst an Acro to go find Deadly Poison. Because we don't ever want to play Catalyst this turn, right? He's got 2 poison. If we hit Deadly Poison and Catalyst, he'd go up to 12 and then 36, 100. Actually, if he's got 100 poison, we win that fight. So maybe the out here is we like Acrobatics, Tactician, Backflip to draw both Deadly Poison and Catalyst, and they're both playable, and then we burst them both right now. Seems pretty reasonable. I guess there's no value in Burst Acrobaticsing right now, because we would overdraw, right? Yeah, the second Acrobatics only draws 2. Okay, we didn't get either of them, and we have Burst in hand, which is really bad. So we actually, like, have to Acro the second one now. Let's get this and this out of hand. So if we use this Acrobatics, we draw 3 of the last 8. If we draw both, we have 3 energy left to burst and play both, so they'd have to be a 1 cost or lower, which is a 50-50, so it's a 25% chance if we draw both, and we only draw both a very, very small fraction of the time. Do we ever burst the Acrobatics? What does that do? It makes us much more likely to draw the Deadly Poison, and then we can just play that. That seems fine. It's like a way higher percentage play. And then we'll just have to draw a Catalyst on the next shuffle. Oh, we didn't get that either. So Deadly Poison's last 2. Alright, there was nothing we could have done for that turn. We can develop 1000 Cuts for free. Hooray. Yep, yeah, we're going real slow here. I guess Backflip is guaranteed to draw Deadly Poison, and then we have like a 1/4 chance of it being playable, but Poison Seb does more poison than a quarter of a Deadly Poison, so I think we'll just Poison Seb. Alright, hopefully we redraw a burst next turn, and then we can burst Deadly. Although I think our one shot for this fight might have been burst Deadly Catalyst on this turn, which just passed. I guess we'll take a shot at drawing a 1 or 2 or 1 energy catalyst here. Okay, we didn't get it. So we'll just burst the Deadly Poison. We're getting up to some pretty reasonable poisons. If we get burst catalyst next turn, we do get quite a bit. Although next turn's our last turn of intangible, so it'll be up to 21. So we'll do like, or I guess it'll be up to 20. Oh, we didn't even draw it. I guess acrobatics is guaranteed to draw it. Yikes. Alright, well, I guess I'll take the guaranteed to draw it. It's also guaranteed to be playable because of burst. So we go up to 60, then 120. Or 180. So actually we're going to win. Unless he... Yeah, because he can't multi-attack next turn. This is his second turn multi-attacking in a row. So next turn has to be either the big attack or the void attack. And those get blocked by Fairy in a Bottle, so we win. Sweet. Just icing on the cake, we get burst Deadly Catalyst as well. Sure. We'll just kill him right now. Burst. Goodbye. Okay. I mean, we've been perfecting a lot of fights. I think we can perfect the next fight, maybe. This one seems perfectable. Alright, I think we have to Wraith form here. I guess we'll Acro. To start, we have 3, 6, 8 cards in hand, so Acro is actually not safe. We'd have to play something else first. We're never playing Infinite Blades. That's a bad idea. We could just lose the Fairy here. Losing the Fairy lets the Fairy block for like 29. And then we get to burst our Alchemize in this fight. Get to play Crippling Cloud Deadly Bliss turn. I guess we're always playing Deadly, so let's play Deadly and then Acro. 3, 6, 7. Okay, well we have an Apparition, so we'll use that to block instead, that's way better. And a 1 energy Crippling Cloud. Alright, this is one of the few turns in the game we can actually block. Because we have the Horn Cleat lining up with Survivor. Getting there. We also have an Alchemize that's playable, although not 0 cost. Someone will have to contact the Bureau about this one. Pretty important that we get Noxious Fumes pretty soon, so I think maybe we play Acro here. Okay. Piercing Wail also blocks this turn, but we don't really need that. Piercing Wail is a useful block tool for later, where Survivor's not really. Don't need backflip this turn. I think just Survivor Poison Stab is better than Alchemize. Seven o'clock leaves 5 for next turn. It's enough for a Burst Crippling Cloud Apparition. I guess it's also enough for Noxious Fumes Apparition, and then 3 on the clock for next turn. So we could, like, Burst Apparition next turn? I mean, getting Noxious Fumes down is pretty important, so I guess, I mean, and what's the alternative, right? Just let him hit us? I'd rather not. Burst Piercing Whale blocks out. Does just Piercing Whale? No, because he gets extra strength at the end of the turn, so we have to block for... He'll have... there'll be 10 attacks for 10, so... We can't fit in the Predator or anything. Okay, I don't think we need to be too shy about Wraith form in this fight. It's basically a fight where we just like play all the intangibles while we stack up poison, and then eventually burst Catalyst him to death is the plan. He's up to 15. What's the criteria for burst Catalyst here? So burst Catalyst has to do like approximately 300 damage. So we need to get up to like 30-ish. So we're like a burst Crippling Cloud Catalyst away, basically. Alright. Do we play Sneaky Strike? Costs a card. It also costs his health, which is kind of a resource here. I think I'll play the Slime and not the Sneaky Strike. Sneaky Strike could put together burst and stuff. Oh wait, there's no bursts here. Yeah, right. So yeah, 200 is usually sufficient. That's fair. Yeah, it'd be less than 200, because 200 would be enough this turn. 199 would be enough. In fact, 198, because we have Noxious Fumes, but whatever, that's a lot of counting. And Sneaky Strike, so even less. But we're not quite there to counting lethal yet. Okay. Crippling Cloud seems good. And then do we get rid of a Slime? We need to burst Catalyst the next time we see it, but we can't do it this time because it would only go up to 81. Okay, I'll give him a Slime. We have Intangible next turn and Intangible this turn, but we're running out of them here. Do we Acrobatics? If we draw the Intangible and can't play it, puts us in a pretty awkward spot. We just play Alchemize this turn. Weak is useless. And then Deadly Poison. No more Slimes. He's at 6 on the clock, so we might want to like burst Apparition next turn and then still have burst Catalyst for the following turn. We also have to split soon, because if he gets to 240, he's gonna purge the poison. Okay, we do have burst Apparition. That's a huge milestone right there. Makes things much better. We have to aggro, but even if we find burst, we can't aggro burst Catalyst because that's it's too many cards. We screwed it up. We didn't line it up correctly. Maybe I should have played those 2 Slimes and like tried to reset a turn earlier. Well, do we just Catalyst now then? I guess we Acrobatics first. Yeah, we even found the burst. So unfortunately the way this works is if you burst Catalyst right now, we triple the poison once and then our turn ends. There's a little bit of draw here, but not enough. So we can't, there's no way to draw back to Catalyst. Okay, well I think we just take the largest poison we can, which is Poison Stab Catalyst. Puts us in a tricky spot though. Because there's no way we draw back to it. He splits next turn if we do nothing. Because he takes, well I guess he goes to, no, we can't burst Scata because he's at 10 on the clock, real pew pew. Burst Scata would win if we could do it. But we're in a difficult spot. So, let's see. If we don't do anything, he takes 31 and goes to 45. Yeah, seriously, if we hadn't played that slime, we'd have lethal. There's no way to know that, of course, but... okay, so if we do nothing, he goes to 45, but he takes 9 damage to the bronze scales, right? So he splits this turn whether we want him to or not. Because he takes 9 from that, and he goes to 30-something and splits. Okay, so we have to do as much damage as possible, so it's Poison Stab Kata. It's some pretty good damage still. We might get there. We just have to do 48 this turn. No, I don't think we have it. So we have 10, 23... if we backflip and draw a 0-cost Deadly Poison and 1,000 cuts, we get 5 extra damage and 1 per card. And the cards are these two. Nope, it's not enough. So, okay, let me just count one more time. 23, 38. So we do 141. Yeah, we're off by 18. Drat. Yeah, I stand by playing the slime. I think it was correct. Just didn't work out. Okay, so are these cards good or bad? There are more slimes over here. But there's also more, like, piercing whales and bursts and stuff. We kind of want to line up a burst with a Deadly Poison, though, to get the poison sort of restarted. I think we play Blackfoot here, though. Ooh, we almost did draw that combo I was talking about. 0-cost, 1,000 cuts, and 0-cost Deadly Poison. Do we play 1,000 cuts? It's probably only going to get, like, 15 damage or something in the second phase, if we win. It sounds like we play it, then. 15 damage is something. We can't. There's nothing else we can do this turn that does damage in the second phase, and doing damage in the second phase is super important. So I'll take it. Dodge and roll is useless. Okay. I agree, that was foolish. Alright, I think this is the fairy. So we just, like, Deadly Poison, let him take the fairy. I mean, we can't stop him, right? We've survived. I guess, no, because the only attacks we can really block are the multi-attacks with the Piercing Whale. So we don't try to block this. Die to die doesn't do any damage. We're probably not shuffling again, Sinnoh Slimes. That poor innocent fairy. Oh no, we drew both Piercing Whales on a non-attack turn. This is a disaster. We just lost. There's no way to win now. Maybe like Burst Acrobatic draws back into a Piercing Wail next turn. I'm not holding my breath, though. This is super bad. Weak Pot's not going to block for enough. We literally like can't generate block from cards, so our only way of blocking is Piercing Wail. And our measly 9 hit points. And he big attacks again, of course. But we did draw Burst Acro, so maybe. We need to play like the cheapest cards in our hand to get them out of the hand. So I guess that's like... I want to play Eviscerate after Acro, though. So I'll play Infinite Blades. Well, I guess first backflip, or I guess backflip draws cards. I don't think even Piercing Wail blocks for 54 though, like I'm pretty sure we're just dead. Predator gets a Shuriken and proc for the next run. Alright, let's see what the cards are at least. More acrobatics. Well, we ran out of time now, so. Alright, well. We tried. I didn't think it was going to be a Time Eater that killed us. I thought Awakened One was going to kill us. We didn't manage to line up the Catalyst. We were never offered well-laid plans. And even though we managed his health really carefully, we weren't offered Burst Catalyst. And the turn where we did get Catalyst, we didn't get any draw, so we couldn't make it happen. I mean, we did end up lining up Burst Catalyst, but we had to, we didn't have enough time. I mean, clearly a winnable fight, right? All we had to do was not play that slime. And we would have Burst Catalyst him to death, and we'd be doing Act 4 right now, but it's hard not to play any slimes in that fight. I don't know. It probably was wrong to play the slime. But I didn't know. Pretty interesting deck. Apparitions, Wraith Form. Definitely had a plan. Burst Catalyst. Like, this is my favorite type of silent deck. You can get a lot of wins out of this. A couple of unnecessary cards contributed by Pandora's Box. Really rough start. Starting with a Snecko Eye is super hard. We got beat up in Act 1 really badly. We only got like a couple of relics before Act 2. So pretty mediocre relic bar, but really great cards. Almost were able to carry us. Kind of unfortunate we got a Parasite. There was nothing we could do about that turn against Snake Plant. Snecko Eye is really good, Marinda. It's probably one of the best boss relics in the game. It just makes it really hard at the beginning of the game, because when you play Snecko Eye, you basically only get to play, like, on average 2 cards a turn, if you're a 3 energy deck. If that's less than the 3 cards you would normally be playing a turn. So it's pretty problematic. I do not know what she's cooking. I can also hear her. All right, let's send out some links to the YouTube if you want to see good runs like this one on there. There's also a Discord